Hey, it's Tuesday, and we here.
Yes, we are.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
God. I gotta talk in the fucking microphone.
Yes, I know, but I have to.
Real quick.
Yes.
I'm gonna spin real quick so I can give us a like.
Oh, okay. All right. You do that. I'll do the same thing because I got it on my phone. So
All
there
right.
we go.
Got us like on the TV.
And I just got us another like on my phone.
Go.
So, oh my.
Oh,
come on.
You're in the chat.
Yes, I'm the only one in the chat.
Right now.
So
how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You sure?
Yes, just not thrilled with this time of year, but hey.
Thrilled with this time of year?
Who's thrilled with this time of year at this time?
What, Halloween?
No, it's not Halloween. No, Halloween. I love Halloween. No, I'm talking thrilled with this time of year at work.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Right. Because you deal with...
Yes, I deal with insurance.
Yeah, so like open enrollment type stuff.
Yeah, so I'm not thrilled.
You're not thrilled?
No.
Not at all.
Nope, not at all. I'm just about as thrilled as when I was working retail and I had to get ready for Christmas.
Which is pretty much now.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not.
Oh my God.
Thrilled.
You can see how fucking far behind I am on all this shit because I didn't pull everything up.
Oh, well, we got time.
I normally have up, so.
We've got time.
Well,
we got nothing but time.
We got nothing but time?
Time's on our hands.
Well, there's a good song by Styx called Too Much Time on My Hands.
Yeah, I know. But we also have nothing but time.
It's on their Paradise Theater album.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Seriously, it is.
I know it is. I know that you know, so yeah.
You know that I know that you know?
No, you know what songs go on what albums, and I know that you know what songs go on what album.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, but for the majority of the time.
Yeah, majority of the time.
I mean, you're keen when it comes to music. You're really keen.
Okay. You say so.
I do.
You do, huh?
Yes.
You say so, so it's a word.
I say so, and yes, that's the word.
Grease is the word.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get ahead and get on the other side of the show.
Yes, let's get the business done.
Well, we're not there yet. We got to get that stuff.
Let's start with the opening sequence here.
Okay. You're set. What are you doing? You trying to produce a show now?
Yeah.
The fuck? You think you're a fucking producer now?
Sure.
Sure not. If you're the producer of the show, then I guess we just don't have to worry about it. We can just go live and
no.
While I'm gone.
No.
And you can produce the show completely.
Hell, I'm just being a smart ass.
Yeah, I'll see what I got to deal with.
I'm just being a smart ass.
Being a smart ass. All right, well, let's get on the other side of this.
Yes.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay.
This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com.
Welcome to Use and Views. I'm Scott.
I'm Kim.
And this is episode 171. And it's we're gonna be talking about Hocus Pocus 2. And would you take the show for a moment for me?
Okay.
I'm getting shit.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about
Hang on a minute.
Hocus Pocus 2. All right, hold on.
Oh shit, I hit the cricket button. All right. You gotta do this shit live.
I'll get through the business. How does that sound? Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I will be taking part of the show. So, what I'll do at this time is I'll go ahead and I'll start our business. I'll get that complete, and then when he returns, we'll go ahead and get a new story that he actually looked up. So again, pardon the interruption, but I'm at least here until he gets back. All right. It says, thank you to all our Patreons, Luna Girl, Dragon Buddy, Dawn Delasnooch-Solsky, Nicholas Schaefer, Hannah, Mikey, Brinley, and Case. Thank you very much. And welcome to our newest Patreon member, Steve Long of Rogue One Radio, which they follow us on Tuesdays. Go ahead and give them a like and a subscribe and watch them. They've got some excellent music and the whole show is excellent. If you'd like to join our Patreon, go to patreon.com/usedabusedpod. Search for Used and Abused Pod today on all of your favorite podcast apps, including Apple, Google, Audible, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you are new to the channel, click subscribe and then click the bell to be notified when we go live. Also, when we do, if you want, you can participate in the live chat that we have every Tuesday. And if you're not able to join us, if you're just listening, be sure to check us out on YouTube and join us live. And if you are watching this on the replay, you can leave a comment down in the comment section as well. You can find Used and Abused Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give me one more minute here. We're going to take a short pause.
Taking a short pause.
While I get out of the way and let you in.
You're fine. Bah. All right. I'm sort of here. Sort of. Okay.
I started the business.
Well, keep going with the business.
You're going to have to run the mouse.
Well,
you know how hard it's for me to run the mouse right now?
No, I have no idea. How hard is it?
Yeah, me can't
What's
reach.
wrong? Oh, what? Fucking a little short?
Yes, just a little.
Goddamn short people. What? I need to click another button?
Yes.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
You can email us at usedandabusedpod@gmail.com. Again, that's usedandabusedpod and is spelled out AND.
You think by now I know what fucking ear these had,
Yeah.
what side this fucking cord's on?
Oh, I know.
But I don't. Not one bit.
Our website is Used Abused Pod. There you can find links to all of our episodes, links to our YouTube videos, replays of our live shows, link to our merch store, and link to our Patreon under donate.
So, you know, the thing is when you're kind of running late and you get behind and you don't, you know, then you go live, then you realize there's some shit missing that we normally have in place.
Yes.
Like water.
You know, you're right.
And I'll mute your fucking mic.
Okay.
I'll continue on with where we're at.
Okay. And I'll go grab us water.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can leave us a message and also click subscribe to be notified by email when a new audio-only episodes are available. You can also leave us a voicemail message at 928-719-0749. Go to tpublic.com and search for Used Abused Pod. That's all lowercase. That's our merch store. There you can find t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, face masks. Oh my God, I can't talk.
Please get your shit together.
We'll start that off already. Onesies, coffee mugs, and etc. We are a proud member of the Red 5 Network. Go to red5network.com to find more exciting podcasts. To find all 42, I believe it is now, Red 5 Network podcasts, go to bio.link/Red5. Also, check out the Red 5 Gaming or Network Gaming. That's bio.link/Red5 Gaming. Check out the Cantina family. As always, Sidebar Cantina live every Monday night on YouTube at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. ATSW, the Escape Pod, live every Pantless Wednesday on YouTube at 7:05 Eastern. I just realized I'm like reading that going, that is written wrong, so I fucked that one up. Also, check out the Orange and Fett Show only on Spotify. And only on YouTube, check Sweet Studios, Big Sweet's Excellent Adventure, and Tactical Sweet. And again, that's only on YouTube. And actually, before we get to the last one, we also got Layman's Terms with Keith Layman. That is only on YouTube.
Yes.
Sorry, I just now unmuted you. So they did not hear you say yes.
That's fine.
So your lips moved and nothing came out.
Okay, I just said yes.
So
and Layman's Terms has some great things on YouTube too. He once in a while he'll do magic, and then once in a while he'll just open up and just talk about different little things, just whatever's on his mind at the time.
And also check out Stranger Things Has Happened.
Yes.
On YouTube every Thursday night, I believe now.
I believe it's Thursday too. Yes.
And just to give it a little premise of this show, Dawn and Luna Girl are both watching Stranger Things for the very first time.
Yes.
And they're doing a show after each episode.
Yes.
So you'll actually get to hear their take from somebody who hasn't seen the show.
Yes.
Now, me personally, I started watching it with them. Then I went, unfortunately,
ahead of them.
With Netflix, especially with me, it's easy to binge shit.
It is.
So I will pop 3 or 4 episodes, and then as I was going and watching their show, I'm like, you know what? I want to be caught up. I want to go week to week like they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I pumped the brakes on where I was at in season 2. And yeah, so we'll be getting caught up on that. And obviously, we have not watched Andor yet.
No, we have
so
not.
As far as everyone who's doing Andor shows, everyone's in the Red 5 Network or whatnot. I'm sure you're doing an awesome job, but unfortunately, that's the reason why we have not been watching.
Yes.
And being a part of your chats, because yeah,
we haven't watched it yet.
We haven't watched it at all.
No.
So just so you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not sure what time or Stranger Things has happened, but they're Thursday night on YouTube.
Yes, they are. As a reminder, all links are in the show notes pinned to the top of our Twitter page, and go to bio.link/usedabusedpod.
And as always, check out Joker Voice.
Also on YouTube.
And as always, hashtag keep talking. And of course, this is episode 171. Again, we're going to talk about Hocus Pocus 2. But before we do, Kim, let's give a shout out to the chat.
Hello to Hector Lorian, and DB. All have joined us so far. And
Hector and DB.
Yes. And so if you are watching and want to join in the chat, go ahead and chat with us.
Oh, there it is. Fuck. I moved it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've got that secondary tape deck.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Over here on the side that I was going to test to see if it worked. And
Yeah,
I haven't tested to see if
Yeah,
it
no,
worked.
you haven't.
But it's still sitting over here on the side, but it got moved backwards a little bit. I'm like,
Oh.
where's my fucking stand at? Over here?
Yeah, that's what you need is a stand.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's see. What should we do first? Show and tell or news? Fuck it. Show and tell.
Yeah, let's do show and tell.
So again, I don't remember. Well, obviously it was around the 26th of September.
Yes.
I believe that was a Monday. I believe, or it was a Tuesday.
I can look for you. You just go on.
Okay,
Keep talking.
I was watched the Sidebar Cantina show.
It was the 26th of September. That was a Monday.
Okay, so 26th September. Can't remember what episode they were doing. They were probably doing the first 3 episodes of Andor.
They were. I believe they probably were.
Anyways, so I watched the show up to a certain point. Then obviously I got out of there. Well, Dave Martin, one of the co-hosts of Sidebar Cantina, was talking about a book he just got off of eBay, and it's got to deal with space. And I love space. Not only do I got a love for trains and whatnot and video games and stuff like that, but I do love space. And he was talking about getting the Space Shuttle Operator's Manual.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Yeah, you take a look at the inside of that, and
right. I mean,
it gives you from point A to point B and everything in between.
Right. I mean, there's literally right here. I mean, I'll just read the first thing here. It's got this little checklist, or not really a checklist. It's more of a what's going to happen. So
prior to launch,
right? No, I didn't go far enough back. So at T-minus 5 hours. This is back in the space shuttle days. Yeah. Was begin final countdown. Yep. T-minus 5 hours. And then there's all this stuff that goes on. They tell the event that's going to go on, if it requires you to handle a panel. Yeah. What the procedure is. And then if you have to voice. Right. If there's either a response that you're supposed to say or a response that you'll get from ground first, and then you respond to that. Yeah. It was like, wow. Yeah, it's amazing. Right. And then digging through it more, we also found out there are some foldouts. There's a lot of foldouts in this. Yeah. This one in particular, this one's neat. I'll try to get as much as I can. Yeah. But it's literally the schematics of this the layout of each of the shuttle panels. The shuttle panels. Yep. And then on the backside, it's got all the locations. Yep. On where you'll be at, like all the different ground locations where you'll hear them call different ground locations. That's for when if they have to do an abort return. Yes, exactly. So this is neater than hell. It is. It really is. I mean, it teaches you how to cook your food. It does. It does teach you how to cook food. It also tells you kind of like what you might see on your menu. Like we'll just go day one real quick. And this is a typical space shuttle menu. First day, you will have peaches, a beef patty, scrambled eggs, bran flakes, cocoa, and orange drink. For the lunch period, you're going to have frankfurters, turkey tetrazzani. I'm sure I just butchered that. Bread, a banana, an almond crunch bar, and apple drink. And then for dinner, you're going to have shrimp cocktail, beef steak, rice pilaf. Yes. Broccoli au gratin, fruit cocktail, butterscotch pudding, and a grape drink. Yeah. Yeah. Then, of course, there's the you're sleeping, how you sleep. Yeah. Yeah, it's in there. That's and also how you use the commode. Yep, that's diagrammed in there too. Right. And the fact that when we were looking at the commode stuff, it was freaking hilarious. Anyways, I got this off eBay for about total price was $5.70. It got here quick. It did. It really did. And yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Right. To use the commode on the space shuttle, You have a waist,
Yeah, you have a waist,
waist belt.
Yeah, you have waist
You have-
restraint, feet restraints.
yeah, foot restraints, a handle, and
Yeah.
it's like what?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew there was a lot of shit to doing going into space, but holy hell! But I am
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy reading that.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah, that's the.
Yeah, that's the
But
shuttle
it's
operation manual.
right. It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you don't have one, search it out on eBay, pick it up. It is really neat. There's a bunch of schematics in there.
Yeah, there is.
It also shows you the structural breakdown of a shuttle.
Yes, it does.
It's obviously in there the things that they were like when they with the responses. A lot of it was still doing with Columbia.
Yes.
It's weird seeing that now because we have hindsight. It's 2020,
yes.
and of course we know Columbia
Yeah.
disintegrated coming back into
It
Earth
did.
orbit.
It did. It did.
Unfortunately we lost 2 shuttles.
We did.
Challenger,
Sure.
that was revised in 1988.
Uh-huh.
So that was revised after the Challenger disaster.
Yep.
And then of course we had the Columbia disaster.
Yep. I
But
remember
yeah.
watching replays of
Oh,
it.
look, Hannah Manan is in here.
Yes, she is. Hello, Hannah.
But yeah, no, it's friggin' cool as hell.
Yeah, it is.
So we're gonna be joined by Nicole. Right now, she's at a movie. She's gonna roughly be available about 5 o'clock, she said. So we're gonna do what we can.
Yes.
We're gonna talk a little F1 right now.
Yes, we are. Which,
Since-
my God, holy cow.
Let's talk about the weekend first. There's F1,
Yes.
college football,
Yes.
NFL football,
Yes.
NASCAR.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all those, how many of them did we watch?
One. We watched one, and that was the F1 race.
We watched the Formula One race.
Yep. We did.
So Formula One returned to Singapore.
Yes, they finally returned.
Charles Leclerc
Yes.
was on pole.
Yep.
Second place was Sergio Perez.
Perez.
Max was on track to be on pole, but because they didn't fuel the car enough,
They had to board the
he
lap.
had the box on his last lap
Yeah, they had to board it.
because they got to have at least 1 liter of fuel
in the
left in the
tank
car. So the FIA can
Yep, make sure that they're in FIA regulations.
Right. make sure they're not putting anything extra in that
And
fuel.
Yeah.
It was an eventful race.
Yeah, very eventful to say the least.
We started the race with 20 starters
Yes.
and we finished with 14 running.
14 running, yes. And that was because we had reliability issues.
Well, you had 2 reliability issues. That's with both Alpine cars.
Yeah. And
And that was Alonso and Ocon. Both
Yeah.
cars. Alonso's engine went burst. And then shortly 2 or 3 laps after going back green, Ocon's let loose.
poof.
So that
Yeah.
hurt them in the overall
Constructors' points it did because now McLaren's ahead of them.
right, because they're actually fighting McLaren for 4th
Yeah.
place.
And then they brought Latifi and Albon in for their pit stops, and there was something wrong with their car, so they had to retire both of those. So
Well, Albon's is because he hit the freaking wall.
I know, but even Latifi, there was something wrong with his car.
And rumor is F1 rumor,
Yeah.
silly season is that F2 driver Logan Sargent, who's an American,
Yes.
may
Maybe driving for Williams next year.
right.
Maybe taking Latifi's seat.
But we
Now-
know Latifi's gone.
Yeah, we know Latifi's not going to return to Williams next year. So now it's just a hit and miss and a guess of it's play the guess who's going to take that seat game
Right.
till we get a final thing on it. Just like it was going to be the guess who's going to take the Alpine seat that Alonso's going to vacate to go over to Aston Martin.
Right. As far as, Max finished 7th, 1 position higher than he started. He started 8th. Now, if I say it like that, it sounds like Max had a very boring race, and he just could not move.
No, he didn't. No, I can tell you he didn't. He had to not only run from behind the pack to 7th once, but twice.
Yeah.
He had to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first time was he kind of got kind of pushed out into turn one.
Yeah, and flat spotted the tires.
Well, he also what did he say? He hit anti-stall on the coming off
Yeah.
the line.
He hit the anti-stall, yes.
So he was already getting passed by 3 or 4 cars right in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then when they went to slicks.
Yes.
Finally,
Mm-hmm.
he tried to make a move on Lando Norris, McLaren driver, and over.
Correct.
According to the way Max said it, he hit a bump, which took the front tires off the ground. Which once that happens, he has no brakes.
Yeah.
And then the tires just locked up, and he went. I mean,
yeah.
Watching these guys skid in front of the other cars is like
amazing.
I couldn't imagine what it'd be like, you know, being the other. Well, I mean, I guess you can. I mean, if you think like living up north in the wintertime, and you're coming up to a turn or something, and all of a sudden this guy is passing you, he slams on his fucking, you know, brakes to slow down to make the curve, and he go. I mean, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
You know, the difference is that these guys were on a track with pavement.
Yeah.
That wasn't icy.
Yeah. And just the reason why we said finally for the slicks is because they had an hour rain delay.
Right. Okay. Well, okay. So let's talk about the hour fucking rain delay. First of all, my first thing was, what is this fucking NASCAR?
Yeah, I know.
Because NASCAR wins, you know, and it's like we've always raced in the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
So
now,
I mean, yes, they did have a torrential downpour.
Yeah, but they've raced in it before.
I know, but for some reason the FIA is now all of a sudden we're not willing to run on full wets. They wanted to at least get to inners before we go green. So we lost an hour right there. We have a 4-hour time limit to get a race in.
Yeah, so
once the clock starts at the time the race is supposed to start, there's a clock ticking down 4 hours.
Yeah.
In that 4-hour window, you have 2 hours to finish this race.
You do.
Once they took the green, you know, got the lights out and whatnot, it was pretty much everyone knew we weren't gonna finish the race.
Yeah, the full 61 laps. In fact, I think we only finished
59
of them,
because you go 2 hours plus 1 lap.
Yeah, 2 hours plus 1. So yeah.
So it's something I think they need to look. I mean, they were already worried about it going into the race.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that these cars are slower than they were the last time we raced here.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yeah.
Just to play a little bit of
devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate here. Do you think, in your opinion, because of what happened at the Burger Ring that one year, that they delayed the race an hour to make sure we finished it right instead of under safety car and only went maybe a quarter of the race?
Okay. It's not Nürburgring you're thinking of. You're thinking of when we only did 2 laps around Spa.
Yeah, that's the one.
And we gave everyone half fucking points.
Yeah, do you think they did that hour delay to make sure that there was a race that was properly ran for proper points?
You could say that. I mean, okay. But then what's the difference of going out there, getting the cars on track, send them around the formation lap, let the drivers tell you whether or not it's good to go at the very beginning, and if they say no, it's not good to go, then
bring them in. Well,
this is my opinion.
Well, I agree, and they should have done that because the drivers are the ones that fill the track anyway.
The one thing I heard, I think it was Martin and Crofty talked about it, or somebody, was that the fact that there was a lightning strike nearby at the start of that, when the first part of during the downpour.
Okay, so I wonder if because of that they delayed it.
Right, because in NASCAR, if there's a lightning strike within 8 miles of the track in a circular motion around the track,
they won't run
any lightning strike within that 8 miles, the race has to automatically be red flagged.
Yep.
cars brought down pit road. Everyone, all the spotters off the stands. TV people get down. And everyone,
all fans clear
Right.
clear the seats.
So, but NASCAR's rule is if they don't get another lightning strike within a half hour,
Then
we're able to go back green as long as the track is dry.
Dry. Which, yes, but I wonder if there was more than just that one lightning strike and nobody's saying there was.
The thing is we don't know what the FIA's rule is on lightning.
Yeah, that's true. We don't. We've never been privy to that.
Well, right. I mean, it's one of those things it's just not discussed. I'm sure we're privy to it. I'm sure if I went and found the 500-page, whatever, FIA rule book, I'm sure I'll find it.
I'm sure you will too, but I'm
But
just saying
that could be a reason why it was postponed. But again, if that's the reason, then just come out and say it.
Yeah, exactly. Just come out and say, hey, this is what's happening.
I mean, you got FIA people.
Yeah.
You've got Sky running all over the place with different. You got Ted on the ground. You got Natalie on the ground. You got all these people that can easily say, hey, we're cutting in real quick with this announcement from the FIA. And they could come out and say, we're postponing the start of the race for an hour because we had a lightning strike near the track.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah, and then all the fans at home watching it would have understood.
Then then all you would have had on Twitter would have been all the American fans going, well, in NASCAR.
Yeah, well, those American fans love to compare NASCAR and F1, which are two completely different sports.
Still auto racing.
I know it's still auto racing, but one race is stock cars, the other race is karts.
Yeah, so we didn't watch. Anyways, we're not gonna do like we normally would if we were having a straight show on F1. We're not gonna go where everyone finished. We just talk about a few things that we caught. Anyways, the race, like we said, finished 59 laps. Sergio Perez won the race. Luckily, he was a 7.7 second.
DB.
What?
They don't need to put the tires to bed with the blankets. They don't need them.
Either, I think it's 2024, the tire blankets will be gone.
Yes, and I cannot wait.
So, we didn't watch NASCAR. I don't remember what the fuck I was going to finish with either.
Oh, something about FI.
No, I was saying something else.
Well, we weren't, okay, this was a whole conversation was before I interrupted. You were saying that we weren't going to say who finished 1 through 10.
Oh, yeah, we weren't going to go 1 through 20.
Yeah.
We were just touching on a few things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the race.
Oh, I did too.
It was nice being back in Singapore.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I there's those bucket list tracks where you go, I want to go there. Like for one of my bucket list tracks for NASCAR is Bristol, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Bristol Motor Speedway. I want to go there.
As long as it's not covered in cotton dirt.
I will not go there for the dirt race.
God, I hate it's covered in dirt.
I'm usually, you can attest to this. I usually will not say, I usually say I won't go to Dega and I won't go to Daytona for any race at Daytona.
Yeah, you do say that.
I usually say I won't go a mile and a half track.
No.
I really just want the short tracks.
Yeah.
However, there's one exception to the rule of the bigger tracks.
Okay.
And it's because it is the oddest shaped track ever made.
Pocono.
And that is the Tricky Triangle. Yes.
Pocono. Yep.
That's another one where it's like, dude, you got to go.
Yeah.
You've got to at least go once in your life because it is a triangle.
It is. It really is.
It's not an oval.
No.
It's not a super speedway.
No. That's why.
And what I love about it is the 3 turns. I love the fact that they've gone with that, turn 4 question mark.
Yeah. What turn 4?
Yeah. What turn 4? But what I love about that track is 3 turns are all different.
They are. They are all different.
So regardless of how your car drives in turn 1, it won't drive the same in turn 3.
No, or turn 2.
Right. So the question is like,
how do you set up a car for it?
Well, for me, I would want my car to be perfect coming off of 3.
Yes.
That way you got all the momentum down the front straightaway.
You do.
And then have it maybe a little loose
Going into
in
one.
one.
Yeah.
But not where I'm going to lose a lot of speed because you got another long straightaway.
Yes, you do.
So really the only one where I wouldn't mind it to be kind of off would be that little short shoot turn too.
Yes, exactly.
Because you can kind of finagle to make it through there.
Yeah, you can
I
finesse
mean,
the car. Yeah.
If anything, you just rub up against another car and 8 wheels turn better than 4.
That's right. They do.
Anyways, but yeah. So yeah, for me, Bristol and the Tricky Triangle and Pocono.
Yep.
Those are the 2 I want to go to.
Yes.
You notice I didn't even say Phoenix.
I noticed that.
We live near when we're 2 hours away from Phoenix.
I know we are.
It's never excited me.
I know.
Even the original track
Uh-huh.
layout. It was just there.
Okay.
I've never enjoyed Phoenix.
I'd like to just go peek at it. Of course, I'd like to go just take a peek at some of these tracks when they're not racing just to see them.
No, I mean, if we're going to go, I want to go for a race weekend.
Want to go for a race weekend? Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's like right now, like with and I forgot one other one. I'm sorry. But it's got nothing to do with NASCAR because I won't go for the Brickyard 400. I would go for the Indianapolis 500.
Yes. Yes.
So there's that one.
Yeah.
But as far as F1 goes, of the 3 tracks we have next year, I still only want to go to Austin.
Yes, exactly.
I don't
care for Miami, and I'm not going to care.
I mean, the
for
race was
Vegas.
good in Miami,
It was good.
but I don't.
But why go to Miami
Well-
when you can go to Austin?
But here's my problem, right? We go to Miami, right?
Uh-huh.
And we ain't gonna have time to go to an F1 race.
Oh no, we've got friends over there. We'd
We'd be
visit.
hanging out with Andy.
Yeah, we would.
You know, but yeah. But no, we did not watch the NASCAR race from Dega
No,
this weekend.
we didn't.
And after listening to everybody talk about it,
I'm glad we didn't.
right? Because it sounded like it was pretty much
Head nose to tail race, and
Anyways.
nobody got froggy.
DB brought up the not PJ1. He brought the tire blankets.
blankets. Yes.
I'm gonna bring it PJ1.
That's not necessary either.
Well, the reason why I'm gonna bring it up, did anybody check out the gosh, I know she put it on her Mrs. Amy Earnhardt Instagram, but Dale Earnhardt Jr., when they were at Bristol, took Amy in a 2-seater.
Yes.
And they were going around the track, and he decided he wanted to show her how they used to run Bristol.
Yeah.
And he took her down into the PJ1 that's on the bottom of the track,
Yeah.
and he got loose,
He did.
slid right back up to the track, up to the wall, scared the living hell out of her.
Out of Amy. Yeah.
But Junior mentioned it on the download, Dell Junior download,
Uh-huh.
that when he hit on it, when he got on it,
It was like an ice rink.
right, and he said that stuff is like plastic.
Yeah.
That it takes all the cars to warm it up to
Yeah.
make it sticky.
Sticky. Yeah.
So that's why these tracks that have it
Yeah.
are ruined.
Ruined. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And they need to figure out how to pull that PJ1 up.
Right. But yeah, we didn't watch NASCAR. I didn't even watch the NFL.
No, we didn't really.
I didn't even watch Monday Night Football,
No, we didn't.
which is shocking because
Yeah, I know.
the Niners played Monday night,
Yeah, they did.
and we didn't watch any college football.
No, we actually didn't.
It was F1 weekend.
Yeah, it
And that's all we
was.
watched.
Yeah.
And then played video games the rest of the time.
We did.
And now I really got to play video games more
Yes.
because DB thinks he's going to beat me again this month.
Well, darn, you might as well play the video games.
I'm gonna. I just love that. I love that friggin'. That's the one thing I like about Xbox versus Sony.
PlayStation.
Wow, really?
Sorry, people. I tried to put my phone down and it slipped. Sorry.
How about not put it on things that are uneven and put?
Well, it said there before now. I
well,
just
yeah,
didn't
that's because
put
you
it
got
on
off
there
center.
right.
Right, you got it off center.
My apologies.
Anyways, no, I've been playing Gold Rush, the video game,
That's awesome. I like watching you play that.
and then we've been doing some Train Simulator,
Yes, we have. We've been
Train Sim World. I'm sorry.
Train Sim World collecting collectibles.
Right.
It did not make any sense at all. But anyway.
It's got collectibles you can collect for each of the routes. You okay?
No, I just hit my lip with my water bottle. Tried to drink.
You know, the question is right now, are those your same lists you've had your whole life, or are they new?
They're my same lips.
Then how the fuck you?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Thought I'd ask. All right, let's turn it down a little bit. Let's get a little somber.
Yes, we have some news.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yep. It's not some good news either.
No. And obviously, if you're not a country music fan, you may not know who this person is, but I think almost everybody should know who she is.
Yeah, almost
regardless.
everybody should know who she is.
Anyways, country music star Loretta Lynn has passed away. The coal miner's daughter turned country music icon was 90 years old. And I quote, "Our precious mom, Loretta Lynn, passed away peacefully this morning, October 4th, in her sleep at home in her beloved ranch in Hurricane Mills." End quote, the family said in a statement. They asked for privacy as they grieve and said a memorial will be announced later. Throughout Lynn's career, which spanned 60 years, she won every music award known to musicians and was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1988. Lynn knew her songs were trailblazing, especially for country music, but said she was just writing the truth that so many rural women like her experienced. And I quote, "I can see that other women were going through the same things because I worked the clubs. I wasn't the only one that was living that life, and I'm not the only one that's going to be living today what I'm writing." End quote. She told the Associated Press in 1995. The Country Music of Hall of Famer wrote fearlessly about sex and love, cheating husbands, divorce, birth control, and sometimes got in trouble with radio programmers for material from which even rock performers once shied away from. Her biggest hits came in the 1960s and 70s, including Coal Miner's Daughter, You Ain't Woman Enough, The Pill, Don't Come Home a-Drinking with Lovin' on Your Mind, Rated X, and You're Looking at Country.
Yep.
She was known for appearing in floor-length wide gowns with elaborate embroidery and rhinestones, many created by her longtime personal assistant and designer Tim Cobb.
Yeah, that's true. She never wore nothing other than floor-length gowns.
Lynn wrote an autobiography in 1969, which was turned into the movie Coal Miner's Daughter in 1980.
Very good movie.
Sissy Spacek's portrayal of Lynn won her an Academy Award, and the film was also nominated for Best Picture, helping the country music star reach her widest audience yet. In 1972, she was the first woman ever given the Entertainer of the Year award by the Country Music Association.
Yes.
Just 3 years later, she was the first woman to be given the same award by the Academy of Country Music.
Yes.
At one point in her career, she teamed with country star Conway Twitty, and the two wrote hit songs including Louisiana Woman and Mississippi Man.
Yep.
Lynn grew up in Kentucky, used her experience in Appalachia to write her music. Her childhood involved singing, and she came from a musical family. Her father played the banjo, and her mother played the guitar.
Yep.
Lynn married Oliver Lynn in 1948 at the age of 15, according to court records. She and her husband were married nearly 50 years before he died in 1996. They had 6 children, Betty, Jack, Ernest, and Clara, and then twins, Patsy and Peggy. She had 17 grandchildren and 4 step-grandchildren.
Yep.
Why don't you tell everybody, you gave me a little insight earlier.
Oh, about the twins?
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't you give everybody that little insight?
Okay, so the little insight about the twins is this. She wasn't expecting to have 2 more kids at this time in her life. So when she told Patsy, who she was very good friends with, that when she told Patsy, Patsy says, "That's cool. Let's go ahead and go do some shopping." So they were set to go do baby shopping just before Patsy had passed away. So the reason for one of the twins being named Patsy is because her and Loretta Lynn were really good friends.
Right.
And actually, if you dig a little bit deeper, and this is what I saw years ago, is actually both girls, Patsy and Peggy, are actually musicians too. They actually sing too.
Okay, cool.
So
Thank you. And DB in there says R.I.P. Loretta.
Yep.
Exactly. I see we have another joiner, Big 11.
yes. And I said hi to him in the chat.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you call him out?
No.
Oh, dude, I thought I'm gonna call him out right here on the pod because you sent him a message
Yes.
on Twitter, a
I
DM.
know.
He's never responded to.
I know, because we need to know which of the 2 days is best for him.
So
we can figure out.
I've been
MTV.
and see, and now I'm gonna get on myself for
Please, please, please get your shit together.
because I should have reached out to him through Messenger on Facebook and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, dude, what about these dates?"
Yeah.
So it don't matter. And Brady, I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah.
Just so you know, because the thing was when she sent it to you, you were actually on the seas,
Yeah. You're having a good time on vacation.
rock and rolling.
Yep. Understandable, Brady.
You're our hip hopping.
Yeah.
He was hip to the hop.
Yeah. He says, I'll figure it out.
You're good,
Been
bro.
busy. Understandable. Life does throw lemons. You got to make lemonade out of them. And it does make your life very busy.
Exactly. Anything else you got?
No.
No. None.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nope.
Nope. Neep. Nope. Neither.
Nope.
Trying to think. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Is those 2 games.
Yeah. Gold Rush and Training's
Train Sim World.
3. Yep.
Train Sim World 3.
3, yep.
Yes. The cool thing about the Train Sim Worlds is now the one downfall was because originally I had Train Sim World, the original
Yeah.
and number 2 on the PlayStation.
Yes.
So when we went Xbox, I had to rebuy
You did.
the Train Sim World 2 and then rebuy the routes I originally bought for it.
Yes.
But the nice part is once we bought 3, I got all this
Routes.
Train Sim World 3 updates
Yes.
for the old routes
Uh-huh.
for that we had purchased on the Xbox. So of course now it's like, oh, now you're gonna go buy one of those frigging memory cards just for Train Sim World.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. Wish Microsoft come down in price on those.
Yeah, that'd be
They're
nice.
fucking expensive.
Oh, I know they are. I know they are.
What?
Oh, if you'll look a little bit up, it says DB says if you have Game Pass, Paw Patrol gives you like 500
dude.
points.
Yes. I noticed that today. Paw Patrol has a Grand Prix game on there on Game Pass. I'm not joking. It's on there.
No, Paw Patrol is animals.
I know what the fuck. I
And
know
just-
what it is.
And to see
The grandchildren watch it.
yeah, and to see animals drive cars. It's funny.
Do you play Mario Kart?
Yes.
Did you know there's animals in that one driving?
Yes, there is. That's what makes it so funny. But yes. And Paw Patrol, you'll learn a lot.
What, how to cuss out a TV?
Well, if you learn that.
I do that on my own
Yeah, I know.
when things don't go right.
Yeah, no.
All righty. Oh my gosh. So everybody enjoying their Tuesday evening. What, you're not enjoying your Tuesday?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, well, let's go. Let's do this. Let's get into the main event.
Yes. Why we're
So, Hannah, Mikey, and the grandchildren, y'all, we love you. We know you will be tapping out because you all haven't seen Hocus Pocus 2 yet.
and that's our main topic is Hocus
Yep.
Pocus 2.
So, thanks for jumping in for a little bit. And yeah.
DB says the total rip of Mario Kart.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's usually what happens.
Oh yeah. Something
know.
becomes popular and everybody else follows. But
Well, I
their
mean-
own little different take on it.
Right. I mean, like Crash Bandicoot was
Bye, Hannah.
Crash Bandicoot was pretty much Sony's ripoff of Mario.
Yeah.
Or Sonic. You know, it's kind of like Mario
Yeah.
and Sonic put together. I mean, but I did like Crash Bandicoot, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Sony at some point decided, nope, we're not gonna have no mascot.
Yeah. Leave it to Sony.
I mean, seriously, they
I know.
didn't want to have a mascot.
I know.
They didn't want to be Nintendo and Sega.
Well, yeah.
But
Well-
but for the longest time, the Crash Bandicoot games were only on
Yeah.
Sony,
Sony. Yeah.
on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of like, you know, honestly, I know Don talks about this. I know DB and Brady have talked about this too. They've talked about it on the Escape Pod. I don't think I've ever really given my insight. But as far as these exclusive games go,
Uh-huh.
the dumbest fucking thing in the world.
Well, I know. Because not everybody plays just one machine. A
No,
household
no. That's what I'm talking
multiple-
about.
A household has multiple
you're
machines.
you're missing the point, Kim. If you've got the two machines, then it doesn't matter to you. But for people who don't go out and buy both machines or have multiple machines in the home,
I know, but I'm just saying, you know, if never mind, my
just saying
brain's getting scrambled.
right?
Like
I'm just saying, if
eggs.
it's exclusive to Sony PlayStation and you have a PlayStation, then you're fine. Just like if you own an Xbox and you
well,
know,
a lot
Halo.
of them don't. A lot of them don't own one of each, though.
No shit, that's why the exclusive.
That's where I was going.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, that's fine. But
It didn't
that's
sound like that's where you were going.
That's where I was going with it. Is in two households, if they own two machines, it's usually the two of the same. So if you got
Hey,
exclusive,
Kim, just so you know, we don't have 2 hours to get there.
so if you only have exclusive games, then you're really isolating your audience.
So you need to tell your brain it needs to be eastbound and down because we got a short time to get there.
Got it. I will tell my brain that.
All right, we're ready to do this.
Yes. we
Hocus Pocus 2.
2. And we should have our special guest coming on pretty quick.
Man, she'll get here when she gets here.
So
Don't mean
we'll-
we can't do hypnosis and shit and
Yeah.
and talk about it and talk about it. Just got released September 30th on Disney Plus. Kim's already fucking giggling.
all right.
It was directed by Ann Fletcher, written by Jan D'Angelo, David Kirshner, Blake Harris, and Mick Garris, based on the characters created by him. Sorry,
No, that's fine.
I gotta take glasses off because I can't see shit with them on.
Oh,
Close
yeah.
up.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, I just said okay. Oh, that's right. You don't got box office shit because
No,
it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it was exclusively released to Disney Plus and Disney Plus only.
Runtime is an hour and 43 minutes.
Yes.
The sound mix is Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital. Obviously, it was released in color, and aspect ratio is 2.20:1.
Yep.
Starring Bette Midler,
Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy. I cannot pronounce her last name.
well, maybe Nicole can when she gets on here.
So,
Not Jimmy.
N- Okay.
Imagine me.
Okay. We'll leave it at that.
Also, and Whitney Peak, Belissa Escobedo. I'm sorry, Belissa, for fucking that up. I'm going to say Lila Buckingham, Freud Gutierrez, Sam Richardson,
Gutierrez,
Doug Jones, and Tony Hale, to name a few. And Doug Jones reprised his role
as Billy.
Billy
Yep.
Butcherson.
Yep.
And obviously Bet,
Sarah,
and
Kathy reprised their roles as
the Sanderson
Mary,
sisters.
Winnie, and Sarah, the Sanderson sisters.
Sanderson sisters.
Yeah, Sanderson sisters.
All right. Get into the plot. So just so you know, this will contain spoilers.
Yes. So if you have not yet watched it, you
Might want to shut us off.
Yeah, because we will be.
So at this moment, this is your friggin' warning. Oh, I wish I had that friggin'. I wish I had my. Hey, wait. Should I do my alarm from my phone?
Yeah, that would really scare me.
Wow. Okay. This friggin'. Jesus Christ. That's hella short.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Probably because a lot of it was, I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll give what they got here.
And then we'll go from there.
And we'll go from there. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Looks like
Holy
the synopsis.
crap.
Yeah, the synopsis.
No, just it don't even have the synopsis.
Oh my.
That's what I was looking for. It only has plot.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh,
guess who's here?
me one, me only, from Rogue One Radio, Nicole. Hey, Nicole.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm finally here. I'm here.
How's
Well,
it going?
good. My brain's kind of in a funk. I'm still coming out of what I just saw.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm here. I'm excited to talk about Hocus Pocus 2. At the same time, my brain's like, what did you just see?
Okay.
Just saying.
Alrighty. No. Yeah, we're getting ready to go over. Well, I thought it was gonna be a decent long synopsis on IMDb, but obviously, or BD, and they don't have a long synopsis. Like,
Nope.
really?
They only have the plot.
Barely a plot.
Yeah.
It's like 2 paragraphs. I'm like, what the hell?
So
That's
what
how-
have I so catch me up. I see what DB, I see Dragon Buddy in the chat. Hello to everybody. What have I missed? Where are we at this point?
We're just getting into the show, into the
Yes.
main topic.
Yes.
Okay, into the main topic. Hocus Pocus 2.
Yep.
Awesome. So
I'm waiting for props.
oh wait.
Oh,
These
wait.
are the wrong witches. These are the wrong witches. And these are from a galaxy far, far away.
She got, I mean, what the first, not the first escape, but the escape cave. We won from the escape pod. Like 2 years ago, you got a Sanderson sister pop.
I did.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't remember which one you got.
I think it was Mary.
Oh yeah, you got Mary because that was the one you're like, that was like your favorite one. You said
Yeah.
so.
Mary is my favorite Sanderson sister.
So yeah, no, I'm that was the thing. It's kind of what slowed us down. Cause I'm like looking at this, going, this is 2 paragraphs. Wow. I mean, have you looked at any of the reviews on anything about this?
No, I honestly am going based off of my own.
Okay.
Whatever I'm giving, it's from my own brain. I have not had time. Like, I have seen some of my friends, and it's a mixed bag.
Right.
You know, I do know from some of my friends it was a mixed bag of who liked who and who liked what. But
right. There was, I mean, I was looking here on, again, I think it's IMBD, and I was like, wow. And I was looking just at the titles of them, and a few of them kind of struck me as, okay, you're anti-Disney.
Right. It
You know,
wasn't had to do with the
you're
movie.
right, because one of them was this, something about what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
This is like Skywalker green milk all over again. I'm like, what the? Okay.
This is completely different from Star Wars, so I don't agree with that.
Right.
That review helpful? No.
Right.
No. It's a whole different genre.
Right.
It is.
It is. So I guess what we'll do first, because the plot they have here is kind of one, we'll just go around, do a little round table of this. It seems to be more fun to do it that way.
Yeah.
Nicole, overall, what'd you think of it?
Oh, I liked it. So Saturday night, I got together with my sister-in-law, my niece. I went to a really good family friends. We had our own little girls' night and watched Hocus Pocus 2. I could tell you everybody liked it there. Everyone liked it. No one had was it their favorite? No. But they did like it, and we felt like we could have, if we had time, we probably would have put on the Twitches or Halloween Town next, because that was the feel. Not, you know what I mean? There was no hey, let's go and put on Marvel, or hey, let's go put on Star Wars. No, it was, it did get us that feel of of just that little, that Halloween feel.
Right.
I got us in spirit. We all liked it. No one hated it. So. What about you guys?
Kim.
Oh, I liked it too.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really did.
Mm-hmm.
So in fact, it's actually rates up there with Hocus Pocus, because I like Hocus Pocus too.
Well, I think the thing is that I went in with the thinking is, one, we have to be careful how much we compare to the original. We have to let it still stand on its own, and for a sequel, but it. Well, I mean, I still like Hocus Pocus, the original, more. But I liked this one. I would watch it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I will watch it during Halloween season. I'll probably watch it in the future as a double feature.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we actually just watched it this morning, and
come on.
I mean, I loved it. I loved the first one. I love this one. I went in thinking, how are you gonna do this? Are you just gonna retell the original story, but just a little twitch in it, gender twist or whatnot, just a little changes, but pretty much it's really more of a remake versus an actual sequel,
right?
And nope. Once we got to a certain spot in that opening, I'm just like, okay, this is a friggin' sweet sequel. I loved it. I love how they did the opening part where we go back to 1653, Salem. You've got Winnie stomped. I mean, the actress they got to play the younger Winnie, she knocked it out of the park.
She did.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
And
I will tell you, I have to say, we have to stop and talk about it. Everybody in the group loved the young Sanderson sisters. They thought they nailed the part. Every person was commenting. In fact, to the point that even at the end of the movie, we're like, we wish we would have gotten more. Right. We wish we would have had more. We wanted to see that. Okay, I'll get to that other stuff later. I won't say more. I want to say something, but I'm like, no, maybe we're gonna get to that, and maybe the things that we disliked. But for the most part, we just all wanted more of them, and we really did like the actresses that played the Sanderson sisters, the younger one.
We did too. I mean, it was like, wow. I mean, I'm just, I mean, they definitely studied them.
Yeah.
They as far as I'm concerned, they got their mannerisms. They got everything right. I love that opening beginning because it gave us more. I mean, it felt like I told Kim, I said, this gives me the prequel feel.
Right.
This gives me like a prequel feel. Just gives me a little bit more nuggets that we didn't have from the original.
Yeah.
Just to help tell the backstory.
Yeah. Tell the backstory of the sisters and how they actually got that book.
Right.
And then, then of course we get the Hocus Pocus 2. And then we go to present day. Again, same style way they did with the original, where present day was 1993 when it came out.
Yeah, it was.
So here we're 2022 when it came out.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, okay, we'll see where this goes. Got no issues with really any of the actors actors or actresses in this. But just moving, when you had the obviously anybody can relate to the three girls.
Yes, they can.
Because there's a little tiff in there. And we've all been in high school.
Yeah.
And we all know where, hey, we have our tight group of friends, and then all of a sudden this one's pulling away because either they're dating somebody or something happens where they start pulling away from the group. What's up?
Right.
My ears itch.
Your ears itch.
Yeah.
Maybe you're getting your powers.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But so we find out that it's the one girl's, and obviously what I didn't bring up either was when we were in the 1653, it was Winnie's 16th birthday.
It was, yes.
And again, they're looking, they want her to get married. She tells them no, and pretty much the best way ever. They try to take her sisters away, and
and then when she mentioned Billy, I think everyone can agree we love Billy. Like we love Billy. And I want to know. Okay, we'll get there. I will save my rabbit trail for when we get to dislikes. But I liked Billy.
Okay. And so they run into the spider gets on the river and he was all freaking out.
Calling it an eight-legged sin.
Right. Sin. And then she grabs her sisters. They run into the Forbidden Forest where they pretty much meet a witch.
Yes.
Who then hands them the book.
Yes.
And
warns them not, because she wants to do the mega spell.
And she wants to do the big one. The coup de grace.
Yeah, the coup de grace spells, and the witch says, "Promise me you will never do that."
And then she promised the book she'd never do that.
Yep.
Oh, the book. Yeah.
Yeah, right. They hit that one on perfect also.
I think that they actually almost in some ways did the book even better.
Yeah.
And the book does have, there's that emotion that we didn't get from the book last time that we got here. And I liked that.
Right. But that's where it's the hard part of it is to compare them. Because 93 technology, special effects were good, but they're nothing like what we can do today.
Yeah, exactly.
It was kind of like.
But sometimes we don't need all of today. Sometimes we really still need that rough and gruff of what we had, even though that wasn't really considered rough and gruff then.
Right.
So
I mean, to steer it away. That's one thing that made a lot of people love the Force Awakens, because JJ took it back to the way George did it with the first three movies. With The New Hope, Empire, and Return, it was all practical. It was models and stuff. Where when George did the prequels, it was all CGI. Well, most of us.
See, I like practical. I like a feel, a certain look. Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I totally knocked in.
But,
all right.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
you were talking about effect and comparison.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the one thing I tried to make sure, especially when I watch movies, I don't like trying to compare them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you're comparing something, you've already got the backstory. Even with any sequel, or any trilogy or there's always. The first movie is always going to be the best because that's the one that introduces you to everything.
Yeah, introduce you to in this case, the Sanderson sisters.
Right. And so I try, when I go watch stuff, I try not to compare.
Yeah.
Now, do I make it through that? No. I mean, it's just human.
Oh yeah,
It's just part of human nature. But anyway, so getting with the story, we're trying to get through the story. Trying to do it from memory now.
Okay, so you were talking about it was her Winnie's 16th birthday, where she
Right, but the witch gave him the book.
Yeah,
and then we fast forward, and then we get to
fast forward time, and now it's
present day,
and it's Becca's or Beckett's or whatever that
Becca, yeah,
16th birthday,
right?
And so they are going to do the traditional happy birthday ritual where they went to the sacred woods,
right,
with a candle. So,
but with a candle that they had no idea what it was going to do.
No, but I mean, prior to them getting the candle at the magic shop,
right? Yeah. After Gilbert, the magic shop owner, did all the explanation of
how it happened,
the Sanderson sisters, and he even brought up the 29 years, before.
And that's what,
yeah,
and that's what I also like too. Is if you notice, they also included snippets from Hocus Pocus too,
right.
like where they took the first girl's life, Binks's sister, Emily. Yeah, couldn't think of her name.
So they're intertwining, and then that brought me back. I mean, of course, a lot of my when I look at stuff, I've always got my Star Wars reference, because I think of how things were done in Star Wars throughout the years, and that brought me kind of to what Favreau and Filoni did with Obi-Wan, when they had that montage opening of everything from the prequels.
Yes.
And then a few new shots in there, but it kind of reminded me of that. Again, completely two different genres. But again, I will always use Star Wars is always my my go-to.
Yeah, your go-to
when I look at stuff.
How did you guys feel about the Sanderson sisters' house being turned? One, in the 93 movie, it was a museum, and now it was turned into a magic shop. What was your guys' thoughts when you guys realized that they had made this into a magic shop?
Repurpose a building. I mean, really, I had no issue with it. I mean, we went from a museum that was not opened anymore,
not opening in the middle of the woods, to now a magic shop that was actually on what they call the historic site of Salem, which I was kind of wondering how they made that.
What do you mean?
Kind of wondering how they have the Sanderson sisters turn into the magic shop now, but also if you look as the two girls go to this magic shop, it shows you old Salem.
Okay.
Like a historic district.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was kind of wondering, how did they get from the woods to where it is to be the magic shop, or did the town just grow around it?
The town just grew.
So
I mean, you think of most towns and cities, you go back you go look like an 1800s picture of New York, and then compare it to today. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Or you take something like even Reno, Reno, Nevada, or even Las Vegas. You take those old photos, even like Vegas from the 60s, compared to now, is completely day and night.
Yeah. Yeah. But I thought it was pretty cool, especially when Sarah went in there. My rat tail. Where's my rat tail?
Which is a great callback. I mean, call it fan service, whatever you want, but that's what the character would do.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what we would expect her to do.
Yeah.
It'd be just like all of a sudden if once the Sanderson sisters came back and they didn't do the way they walk.
I know.
If they just walk normal, we'd be like, what the hell?
That's
I don't care. Walk. I don't care if you're in your 70s or whatnot.
That's a signature walk.
And again, they friggin' did the walk.
I loved it.
So
And then the Walgreens incident.
okay, let's get to
Oh
where they
my
come
God.
back.
Yes. It looks like a new boyfriend.
So real quick, I'm gonna rewind just a little bit here. We get obviously they light the candle, it freaks out, and they put it out with water.
Yeah.
Then it lights back up. It's the black candle. All of a sudden the ground starts shaking, everything burns off, and boom.
Here comes sisters.
Sisters were back.
And
And then they break into a number, and the first thing in my brain is going, I've heard this song before. Where have I heard it from? And I'm here listening to it more going, God, this sounds like Elton John.
Elton
John. Because it is an Elton John song.
Did they just put the witches are back?
Oh my gosh. Right.
Except it starts with the letter B when he sings it.
Right. Right. It's on his 1974 album. The first song.
I have to say, though, with the first song, I was kind of surprised. I did expect that they would have a song because Bette Midler is Bette Midler. You know what I mean? It's like you got to have Bette Midler sing.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker actually sings on her own. I mean, people forget that she did start on Broadway. She was Annie. You know, a lot of people forget that she's been a singer or has sung on Broadway and stuff. So I expected it, but I was not expecting for us to get 2 songs this time versus the one from the first Kill Room. So,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
exactly. And of
I mean,
course,
I guess if we're coming back, we're going to come back singing, right? I mean, you know, we like our music around here, so let's like rock out.
Exactly. I mean, and we'll get to that second song, but
yes,
I mean, again, it's like, you know, yes, you got Bette in there, and also Kathy. I mean, she was in Sister Act.
She did a little bit of singing in Sister Act.
You know, so I mean,
yes, Mary.
That was funny because
Sister Mary Patrick.
Kim's
love
like,
her.
I bring it up. Well, you know, she was in Sister Act. What?
Love her.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We go find the part.
But I loved, but we can discuss Sister Act another time.
Exactly. So the sisters come back, break into a number,
and then,
the witches are back.
And then the girls say, who are they performing for?
And then you.
Yeah, they're just right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get the whole point. Well, then she calls for her book.
Yeah, she did.
And nothing happens.
Nope.
Well, book is strapped down.
He is.
And locked in a friggin' case.
So nobody can get it.
So he's trying to break free, but he can't. And so they grab the 2 girls because the one, she's off having her own little party.
Yes. Cassie's
had her own party.
Yeah.
So the 2 friends, they get pretty much.
Let's just say they talked their way out of a bad situation.
And we go to Walgreens because that's where all the potions are at now.
Didn't you know? All those love potions are there. I mean, all the beauty potions.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I mean, it was funny because I love the part where they were trying to get away. The 2 friends, and before that though, I love the part when they told them they were 40.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about her friends. Her friend is smart and wise, and I'm 40. We're 40, and I'm like I'm like, okay, you're my kind of friend. Like, you know, although if you call me 40, I might have to, I don't know. But
somebody calls me 40, I'll be like, thank you.
It was a very good timing. I loved, again, the casting I felt was really good. I really did.
Yeah. I completely enjoyed the cast.
And then the one broom and one buys a jet.
Oh, hold it. Because now we're in Walgreens.
Smash!
And They're Winifred's drinking friggin' lotions and Sarah's friggin' spraying the stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. Of course, in my brain, I'm thinking, well, 300 years from 93, they're from the 1600s. So yeah, this is all freaky to them or weird to them. And they're believing what the girls were telling them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the three girls wearing the costumes, the Sanderson sisters. And then, and can we get a picture with you? And they did the selfie, and then they're like looking at the phone. I'm like, oh gosh. Then they see the mirror.
Yes.
And of course, it's one of those funny mirrors, which usually, even when I look at them, because the store mirrors are meant to see around a lot of corners.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're an employee, you can look at it and see if someone down an aisle is sticking stuff down their in the pockets or down their shorts or whatever. And so of course, but it's got the funhouse effect, which does. Makes them freak out, blow the lights out. Yep. Which we didn't speak of this. While the special effects again in the '93 movie were friggin' awesome. Yeah. Of course, they were just the special effects were just tighter, but that's because we can do a lot more with computers. Yes, we can. But again, there's certain practical things versus computer generated. You can have both. You can. You can have the broom. I'm gonna let you go, Kim, because I know why you're laughing. Because we get the broom.
Are you thinking about the broomies?
And we get the Swiffer jet.
Yeah, the Swiffer jet, the Swiffer wet jet, and then Mary's
the two Roombas.
Yeah, Roombas.
Yeah, Mary's got two Roombas on her feet flying. Whoa!
Pretty sure Mary is her favorite witch out of the Sanderson sisters.
Yeah. As an actress, I love Kathy. Because obviously all of her mannerisms you see in almost every movie she does.
I like to do her little mannerisms.
You know what? We didn't talk about that.
No.
Because originally her was on one side, but then this one's on the other side, and they went for it to change it by Winifred smacking her to move them out. Really? You had to fix it. You had to fix something, whatever. I think Kathy's said that she couldn't do it on the one side anymore. So whatever, hey, cool. Well, we can fix that. Crack. Yeah, the flying Roombas.
She might have actually been laughing at me. I'm just saying, Scott.
No, she's laughing about that. She's probably laughing at both.
The Roombas came in handy.
Yeah, they had to clean up the salt.
Exactly.
True.
We can go on now.
Good, because I just lost my place.
We were talking about the broom flight.
I know. I just went blank.
Yes. We were talking about them flying out of Walgreens on a broom, a Swiffer Jet, and two Roombas. Looking for... I think they're looking for they're looking for Trasket this time.
No. Still trying to find the book.
Yeah, still trying to find the book, yes.
And of course, somebody's also having a party during all this.
Yeah. Cassie was.
Yeah, boy, was she having a party.
Yes, she was.
Oh, I'd like to make a special note here, though, about the mayor and Cassie. So, one, he got really upset about, of course, her having a party. Of course, you just don't want damage to the house. I get it, people.
Right.
But, note, he wasn't upset with her in the past doing her rituals with her friends.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That I felt was very interesting.
Yeah.
That he was not, unlike maybe his ancestors who would have been like, oh, don't do that. He was more upset about not getting a caramel apple than he was about, he was more upset about not getting a caramel apple than he was about the party, more upset about the caramel apple and the party than he was about her, like based off of what I've seen. Because when he first addressed the girls without Cassie being there, and he was like, oh, happy birthday, and I'm like going, that means he knew about the rituals and he didn't mind it. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's what makes it a little bit different versus the mayor now versus his ancestor who was the reverend, who of course was witchcraft,
Yeah.
But oh gosh,
Yeah, and he was just going through this whole setup of this carnival night, just pumping these caramel apples to everybody. It's like, you're gonna do that, you're gonna get them to go over there, and then it's highly unlikely you may end up with one.
So
the more you talk about it.
Yeah. So also at this time, the Sanderson sisters are also at the festival.
Yeah. Yes.
And somebody points them out to a cop or a security guard. Can't remember if he was a cop or a security guard.
It was a security guard, and he comes up and says, looking for the stage, and points him right to the stage.
Takes them to the stage where they're having a drag queen contest.
No, it's not a full drag queen. It is a Sanderson sister costume. They just happen to have some drag queens.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. No, I mean, God, my favorite, that has got one of my favorite lines in it, is when Mary walks up to the one saying pretty much something about being foxy.
Do I look that foxy? And then she says something about, I can't remember what it was, but it was foxy, and then you go, girl.
Yeah. But they get to the stage and they get judged real quick. And they lose.
Yeah, they do.
Sidebar. I have a sidebar thing here. Okay? Because in real life, Dolly Parton one time went to a Dolly Parton contest, right, with some drag queens and stuff, and she lost.
Oh my!
Herself, this is true story. Dolly Parton lost in her own, like in a contest about her.
Oh wow!
Oh gee, yes.
And that's what this whole thing kind of reminded me of, was the fact that this actually really happened in real life to Dolly Parton, or she lost.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think of that. But I mean, it does happen. It can happen.
I guess.
I love when they gave the trophy to the winners.
Yeah. Oh, and the winners, I'm like, really? They couldn't have picked what? I would have picked somebody else personally.
I know. I mean, yeah, there was definitely
the short dresses, the short in comparison. I was like,
right.
I think that
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And so they throw him the trophy, hits the one judge in the head.
Knocks him out cold.
I would have too.
And then we break into another number.
Yes.
One way or another.
Exactly.
I'm going to get you one way.
It was a great. No, I mean, I love the fact that we had. I mean, Kim, obviously, I don't think she recognized when they did The Witches Are Back.
I did not.
I don't think she actually had heard Elton John's original song.
I had not heard the original.
So, but obviously, one way or another.
I had heard.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm going to. I can't help it. Like, I love it. I just like.
Oh, I was seeing it during the whole time I was on it. And when they were singing, I'm seeing it with them. Like,
me too. Yeah, we were too.
So I mean, it's just one of those things where, yeah, it's our, definitely our generation. And honestly, it was I liked it.
I did too.
I like the way they modernized it too.
Yeah, and how
Yeah.
before they started, when he says, "Try and keep up."
That was before they started playing it.
Yeah, before they started playing,
But yeah.
try and keep up.
And then of course they use that time to also put a spell
Yep.
on the crowd to go find the mayor. Because the mayor, they want to do the big. See, we always skip stuff.
I know we do.
Well, usually we have a bigger synopsis that helps us keep on track.
That's okay. We're doing great. We're doing great because at this point we know that they're starting to do what looks like to the mayor a mob dance.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to talk about the mob dance because that was really cool because they had a lot of references to the original movie, from the parent that was in the movie dressed up like a Madonna, that was there. And then of course the devil, the marshals. Okay. We have to mention the fact that they were dressed up like Penny Marshall and yes, the marshals, and they were there. And of course, then they went a step further though. They included that in that window scene.
Yes.
But the fact that somebody was there dressed up as them, I loved it. Like, people we need is yeah. I'm like, okay, who can I dress up like as the marshals with?
Right. The one thing that I got from this is there is a lot of great fan service in it.
Yes.
And it is, as far as I'm concerned, it wasn't overkill.
No.
There's times where sometimes they do these movies and they go overkill in the fan service. And I thought it was just peppered in perfectly for this movie.
It was.
Hey, Isaac.
I'm like, Isaac brought us dinner, I think.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I think Isaac brought dinner. Thank you, Isaac. That was really nice.
Turkey giblets, sweet potato pie with a root beer on the side.
All right. Thanks for bringing dinner.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Dang. But yeah, trying to think here.
What you trying to think about?
Well,
because
the Gilbert part, what he was explaining.
Oh yeah.
To the girl, and obviously we're bouncing around, so this will help you really not if you haven't seen the movie, you're gonna be going, wait, that's not because we know us, we don't do shit in order anyways.
No, we don't.
But
go ahead. Sorry.
No, he was explaining that he was there the night that they were, the morning when the sun came up to kill him, and or take him, to get rid of the spell that Winifred had done back in 1693 from the first movie. So the one thing I found interesting, the only reason why I was trying to find something else, and we ended up getting to that scene in the original movie, just before going on the show. And it dawned on me and went, wait a minute. In the original, the kids had been sung to by Sarah.
Yeah.
To put them in a trance to come to their home.
Right.
So then it got me thinking, going, well, why wasn't he affected? Why wouldn't he have been affected? So I'm like, and again, this is where I told myself, pump the brakes on it. Yes, it made a plot hole, but then again, how many plot holes do we have? I don't mean in this movie itself, but in other things where there's a big gap in years, and they miss stuff. It
does make you wonder.
I mean, I told Kim, I said, now if it was me, if I was writing this, I mean, obviously it just shows that they didn't go back to the source material to double check everything for what they wanted to do. I told Kim this would have been a perfect opportunity because of, I think it was last year, Coda was a big hit from Apple TV. And I thought they could have made him deaf with a spouse, or a significant other who could have been actually telling the story, but then when he was talking to the girls, he'd be signing to his significant other as he's explaining the story, and then that would take away that problem.
Unless he has, well, I guess he would be more of a wizard, right? Because
yeah,
or a warlock.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he has some type of magic in him. We'll just go with magic. In his DNA or in his ancestry. I don't know, but I like your idea though, because I'm like all about that. I'm like, no, I'm right with you. I would have been totally up for that. I would have loved that.
Right. And it was just one of those things, like I said, I was looking for something else in the original movie for something, and it came across the part where Sarah started singing, and I went, okay. And then it's like all the children are falling, like, okay.
Oh, never mind.
What?
Well, I was just thinking,
Yep, I can smell smoke.
Not that this would make any sense, but there was one thing that really, really stuck out. And it was Danny was not affected by it because she was in a car with the windows rolled up. So could he have been in a car?
No, because they already had Danny.
I know.
They were flying Danny back to their cottage.
But listen to me for just a minute.
Just let me sidebar real quick for everyone that listening to this right now. We are right now at this moment. We're actually talking about the first Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the 93 movie. Anyways.
Yeah. So what if he was in like some sort of a soundproofing part where he didn't hear it?
Talking to the microphone.
What if he was like in a soundproofing part of maybe a house or even a car or something where he couldn't hear it?
Yeah.
And it didn't affect him the same way.
I mean, like I said, Danny was with the witches already because she was being flown back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could work too. But again, it's one of those things where I just caught it because I was looking for something else, and it made me. I'm like, oh, whoa, okay, and it just made me think of what I would have done.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things where when you do a sequel, especially this, 29 years apart, you got to really go back and study source material.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's just my opinion on it. Because otherwise, if you don't, then it could sometimes cause a problem.
Well, yeah.
I mean, again, not to go back to a Star Wars reference, but my biggest gripe coming out of the theater for episode 1, The Phantom Menace, was who in the hell is Qui-Gon Jinn?
Well, yeah.
Because he was never mentioned from Obi-Wan when he told Luke to go see his former master, Yoda, who taught him.
That's true.
See, I'm, source material.
Yeah.
But, but that was my thing. So, like I said, we wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't stumble across it just before going live. So, I
know, because we were looking.
Anyways,
we were looking
back to Hocus Pocus 2.
But yeah, so yeah, well, I don't even remember where we left off now. Go ahead, go for it.
I'd like to also make a special note because I know we're talking about him as a boy,
right?
But I also love the carnival scenes where him and Billy are hanging out. Yes, see, love that. I loved that. Like he kind of tricked him into helping him and having fun along the way. But I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All in the legs.
And of course, Billy again loses his head in this one.
I know.
I think Billy is a very likable character, and I think people just gravitate.
He is, and the fact that Doug Jones came back to reprise that role is awesome.
He probably was glad he didn't have to have moths back in his mouth this time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
but,
especially. Oh, that's not 6 feet under.
But I think he's, this time he really got to shine a little bit more.
He did.
But
He did.
Time got to shine in the last one too, because he really just owns that character is his. That's him.
Exactly.
Character. You know, even behind all the makeup and stuff, you get a really good feel for this character, and
Right.
Billy is definitely a good one.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
So the witches or the Sanderson sisters chase, or they finally realize how did they? I can't remember how they
Okay,
realized.
so are you talking about when they started chasing the three of them?
Well, they went. No, they were going after. They were going to get the mayor.
Oh,
They're
okay.
trying to find the mayor.
Mayor.
Anyways, they learn that the mayor also has a daughter. Oh wait,
yes.
that was when they're in their circle, right? That was when they're already in the circle.
No, that was before.
Circle in the garage.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was in the circle in the garage with the salt. Yes, that just before the Roombas. And Mary's like,
It's all about the Roombas for you, isn't it?
I like that, Mary, because they're Mary's pals, and they listen to Mary.
Actually, I think they listened to Sarah a little bit too, because you can see when she was talking to them, she was talking to them. It was like they're almost like they enchanted them a little bit, because it was more like you could tell that they had a little bit of personality to them.
Yeah.
Like they weren't a Star Wars droid, but boy, they had a little something, a little extra kick to them.
Yeah.
They did.
It's true.
But yes, they were chasing them through the house,
right,
through the mayor's
well,
house.
And so they learn. So the girls, the three friends, become tight again real quick because they realize that Cassie realizes, oh my gosh, she's mad at him because Becca actually gets her in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's because she's trying to save Cassie's father.
Yeah.
So she figured, well, if she tells him the truth about this party she's got going on, she's thinking he'll stay home. And instead, he goes home, scolds her for a little bit, tells her to clean his place up, and then leaves to go back to the festival so he can get his candy apple.
He had not got his candy apple yet. That's what he wanted.
And like, really? And so for me, I'm like, I'm putting myself in father mode at that moment, going, if that was me, and I don't care if I'm mayor and whatnot, I'm literally going to be going, and I'm going to get home. I'm going to kick everyone out of the house.
Yes.
And then, I'm going to tell my daughter she's grounded. And then I'm staying there to make sure she gets this place cleaned up.
Yeah.
I'm not going back out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm sorry, I've been a teenager. I've been there, done that. And the one thing I know is, had I held a party and my folks come home, kick everyone out, say party's over, and then they leave again,
you would go find another party.
No, I'd be back on the phone. Hey guys, get back over here. They left.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Scott, naughty boy.
I mean, there would have been it would have been like, matter of fact, I probably would have been telling them as late, hey, just go around the block.
Yeah.
Just to make sure they don't leave.
Exactly.
If they do leave, party's back on.
Exactly.
Because they're not going to, they think they broke it up.
Yeah, they did.
No, my parents, they would have stayed, make sure they stayed broke up.
Yeah.
And then, I would have been in serious trouble.
Yes, you would have.
But I'm just saying, but again, it's just practical things that you think about when you're a parent.
But the thing is,
he want to be reelected. So that difference is that I have never been a politician.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So he's up for reelection. So he needed to mingle with the town to get the town's votes.
And he needed his candy or caramel apple.
He did.
Yeah, right.
He did.
There's priorities there, Scott.
Yeah. But so the one, or they do the salt thing.
Yes.
entrap the sisters.
And here
The
goes
lights, the lights were the callback to the original.
And, Winnie's trying to do her and then she grabs her,
Go, boom.
bounces her into this friggin' invisible force. Like, oh my gosh. Like, really?
Hold on,
And-
let me try it again.
But again, it's another callback to the way the sisters are, because again, you go back to the original and they walk out, first time they come out of their home and they get close to the Black River.
Yeah,
they thought it was.
They call it the Black River.
And both Mary and Winnie shove Sarah into the middle. Like it's like, okay, out of the three of us, she's the guinea pig. Let's
shove her.
And so it just seems, again, more callbacks to, just the
Original.
way that they're well, not just original, but their mannerisms,
Yeah,
the way they are,
exactly.
because if you don't have that, then,
Yeah.
And then of course that's when they learn that the daughter, and then I'm like, because I said this just before this, I'm like, if they would just find out that he has a daughter, they don't need his blood for this.
No.
The blood of their enemy. It could be anyone in the family.
Yes, it could.
As long as you got the bloodline.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, why don't they just go after her?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, so then he comes back home.
Yeah.
After not getting his caramel apple.
Or candy apple, yeah.
And the girls all confront him. After he meets the Sanderson sisters.
Yes, and Mary says, "Oh no, light! Oh, my mistake."
Oh Lord! Right again.
Call back to the original.
Yeah, I mean, really, that was because we had that part. But anyways,
and then around the corner comes the Roombas.
Not yet.
I know.
Because remember, Dad goes off on first you're holding a party, this, and then the one. Well, did you get your caramel apple? No, I had to go and buy one. And Walgreens, they got all their lights out for some reason. And of course, it's a throwback to earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh. And then he goes storming off in the house.
Yeah, he does.
Then they kind of go back to the cable car looking thingamajigger car that they borrowed the keys from Gilbert.
Yeah.
Not realizing that Gilbert doesn't know that they got it.
Yeah, exactly.
And and then you mentioned here come the Roombas to let the sisters out.
Kathy's boyfriend was there too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And he had a moment where he learned that by calling somebody weird was actually making fun of him.
Yeah. The look on his face was priceless.
Mm-hmm.
That the thing is, what that reminded me of is there are those jocks that are like that.
Oh, I know.
That really have no grasp on the stuff they say, on how, I mean, there's like, and then when you finally open them up to it, they're like, really?
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, the rest of us are all going, it's common sense.
Well, yeah.
But, for some people, it's not common sense.
No, it's not.
So,
It's
but
not.
I liked it, and I liked it. And for me personally, I liked it how they had him, he stated that he needed to apologize to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I like that.
I did too.
Now, if he went through with it, we don't know.
No,
They didn't show
no.
that, but that's a subplot.
Yeah.
That's not mean.
That's not the main plot.
Right. So here come the sisters.
Yep.
Snag Cassie.
Cassie.
And as they do, Becca, her hand glows blue.
Yes, it does.
Kind of reminded me of Scarlet Witch, but not Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
Just different color.
Uh-huh.
And they take Cassie to the woods.
Yes, after her friend says about the angel stuff that lists the curse that they got the magic sop. Angelic dust or
Oh, well,
something.
that was so they could escape the dungeon.
I know, but the sister points that out when her hand glows. It says it would
Oh yeah,
explain
right.
the angelic dust and the lifting of the curse.
It's not actually. She mentions that when they're in the forest
Yeah.
because her hands glowing
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
When they get there and they're doing the ritual, the chant.
Yeah, the chant for the mega magic.
And so she realizes, yes, she finally really, because I mean, Gilbert gave it away.
Yeah.
16th birthday is when a witch becomes
powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, well, I got an idea where we're going with this at that point. Wasn't 100% sure where we were going to go, how we were going to get to the end yet, but we did.
Yes.
Anyway, so the one friend, I can't remember her name to save my life right now.
Becca.
Yeah, Becca, Cassie, and then that one with glasses.
Oh, I liked her. She was really cool.
Yeah.
I really liked her. I said she was wise.
Izzy,
yeah.
And so Becca and Izzy, they talk about it for a minute, and they go off and they split up. Izzy's gonna get Cassie, and she's gonna try to fight Sanderson sisters. Which
by this time they had already got scraped Cassie and got her blood for the mega spell.
Right, they got her up here, did they? Internet.
Yeah, internet. So yeah.
Right. So they're at the blood, and of course there's the head of a lover, which is Billy.
I know.
Yeah, a lover. One kiss, people. One.
I know,
kiss.
right?
One.
The thing is when it boils down to it, even in the original, when you think about it, he lights up when he sees Sarah.
Yes.
You don't light up.
That's okay. That is the one thing I wish was included in this. And I was going to talk about it earlier, but now I got to. I've waited at least 20 minutes to talk about this. And that is, I would have loved to have had a little bit more backstory with Billy, and then how it came to be that Winifred caught him with Sarah.
Yeah.
Because that really would have kind of cemented a few of that part. I mean, yeah, we knew about it, but man, I would have loved to have gotten the nitty gritty. Right. Be the fly on the wall. And I did and because I liked the younger Sanderson sisters, I would have loved to have seen that.
Right.
Yes.
Well, although I don't know how they would have done that, because really that Sarah was not of age too. So I'm wondering when that part happened. See, because it's like that Sarah that they did have play was definitely not a 16-year-old that would have been might have done that. So I kind of feel like maybe people a little bit older, slightly older. That's when that happened. And
but when you're looking at time periods, though, 1600s, what was off limits and whatnot. I mean, at one point, if a woman wasn't married by 16, she was considered a little hag.
Right, exactly. But what I'm saying though is that the actress who's playing the young Sarah though didn't look like 16. Like we knew Winifred was just turned 16.
Right. If
she would have been 16 and making out with Billy, then I think it would have been kind of cool to see that additional scene, those additional scenes.
Well, I mean, they could have also done it, I mean, just not to get to the end, but there's that point where, Gilbert says, "I'll tell your story," and
I'll make it right.
They should have had him. I mean, I would have liked to had him say give the story. I thought they were going to.
Oh yeah.
At that point there, I thought Gilbert was gonna, or not Gilbert. Billy was finally gonna give his full side of the story, and then that's like for me that was like a dislike for me,
right?
Because it was like you kept dangling that, like a lure, and you didn't give it to me.
No.
Right. No. Well, they kind of did, because he did say, well, it was just one kiss. He did clip it, but it was just like, we didn't want just one kiss. We wanted the rest of the story.
Right. Yeah.
And or the rest of the tale, shall we say? And that really would have really added to it in a good way.
Right.
know.
Because I mean, because when if you go look back at the backstory, that's the one thing Winnie says,
Yes.
is she's in love with Billy
Yeah.
and then he's like, it was one kiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even back then,
Oh yeah.
he even brought it up.
Yeah. It was one kiss. Yeah.
And of course, then the Reverend really went, how
Oh,
dare,
yeah.
pretty much, how dare you be kissing somebody?
One kiss is if they had been together in other ways. One kiss does not equal that.
Yeah.
Dear-
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So again, I would have liked, I mean, obviously, yeah, you're not gonna be able with today's, 2022 thinking, because it is even harder to do time period stuff when you're trying to tell the story the way it was, because there are some things that were, I mean, we even think of it going, what?
Well, yeah.
And when we came out of the, I mean, I was born in 71, grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
So even for us, it's like, they did what?
Yeah.
What? What do you mean the girl had to be married by 16? Like, what? Who thinks like that?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or whatnot. And so, again, that's why it's hard to do stuff like that, because it's like, well, obviously, Winifred is 16.
Yes.
And we never really ever get an idea of ages, do we?
No.
Like
Well,
how
they look slightly younger. The other two just look
Right.
slightly younger, like 16, 15, and 14. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like boom, 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 boom. That's what it felt like to me. Like Mary kind of looked like, to me, I thought it would probably be 16, 15, 14.
okay.
Boom, 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 boom. Congratulations, mom and dad. Y'all got busy,
Well,
So-
which makes sense for even back in the 1600s, because of the
Right.
fact that,
Right. Like my brain still goes, did they really know that is how that worked? You know what I mean?
well, I mean the at some point there, the thinking got, and I hated it when I heard it in the 80s. The first time I ever heard it was, barefoot and pregnant every 9 months. But, it makes you think of it, especially back then when, obviously they're going to be tending to the farm and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
But, how quickly after giving birth did dad say, hey, honey?
Yeah.
And actually, if I wasn't that, because again, back then it was more for procreation than it was anything else.
Yeah, it was.
So again, did they, okay, we're gonna have 3 kids, and we know every 9 months, so by the 11th month we're getting ready for the next one. I mean,
You can track that down.
give me a DeLorean, I'll go back and find out how the thinking was back then.
Yeah, I know.
Like, figure out where the hell I'm gonna park it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me go to the future first and get Mr. Fusion. Oh wait, we're past that part.
Yes, we are.
Dang it, where is Mr. Fusion? Anyways, so they
got all their ingredients for this mega power spell.
oh gosh,
Started doing the incantation because they had to
Okay.
do it 7 times.
Nicole brought it up. I loved how the fact that we in this one, you definitely got more emotion from the book.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that the book did not, I mean, every time she tried to go to it, boom, it shut right back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that back
I
and
did
forth.
too.
I'm like,
I did too.
oh my gosh.
And then she finally
It-
said, "You'll open."
It reminded me of I'm trying to think. It reminded me of a like another back and forth between a character that didn't talk
Uh-huh.
or didn't have the freaking horse.
Tangled. Yeah.
Entangled.
Yeah. Where the thief was talking to where
Are you talking about Frozen?
Huh?
Are you sure you're not talking about Frozen and Sven and Kristoff?
that was the
I've
other
never
one,
seen Frozen.
yes. That was the other one, but this one was Tangled.
Right. I love Tangled. I know what you're talking about. Basically, instead of Sven, it's the horse and the
Yeah.
dude's talking to him.
But
But-
yes, Frozen is actually another one that has that same thing between a character that talks and a character that don't.
Anyways, I love when they do that. And if they do it right, you get what you got even in this. Because it was beautiful back and forth.
I know. No.
And
yes,
it was
no, yes.
hilarious. And then, because so we're in the woods where they get Cassie.
They get her blood.
Oh, before you get Cassie. Yeah, they get her blood. You're right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yes, they get her
They
blood.
but they get, okay, right. But Izzy grabs Cassie because
Well, yeah.
Becca's going back and forth, but she gets knocked down because Winnie's obviously more powerful.
Yes.
And of course, Mary and Sarah find out they have
The power now.
powers.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. Oh, look at you! Oh, look at you! Oh, look at you! Yeah, I loved it. That was funny.
Yeah. And then Sarah went to Winnie and says, I'm tired of being, I can't remember what she says. I'm an
Yeah.
important sister too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It was quite a moment for that character development right there.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
like, and this realization that, wait, you're not the only one that can do this. We can actually do this.
Yep.
Or that we have more powers than or that we now have more powers than what we realized.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And so and then there's that part where
Where Becca comes in and
I know I'm bouncing around a lot.
no, Becca comes in.
I was thinking of the point when she had that moment. Oh, so that was after. Okay, so yeah, no, when she called for the book,
Yeah.
told the book,
Oh,
the book had an option.
expert loyalty.
Yeah, that was Becca.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So she
But it was funny because Winnie's like thinking she's talking to her, and she's like, "No, I'm talking to the book."
I'm
Yeah,
talking to the book.
Yeah, and she's told the book that the book has a choice,
Voice.
and the book ended up choosing Becca over
Right.
Winnie. Then at this time, the other two friends are together. Cassie and
Izzy.
Izzy are together.
Creating their own code, the 3 against 3, basically at that point.
Well, yeah, and so Becca runs off because that's at that point is when the sisters kind of had their little
tiff thing.
tip with their powers and
Yeah.
oh, I love that part too when Winnie yells at Sarah for popping her with one, right? And Mary's like,
I know she went. And then, I
like
like
putting
that.
them away.
Yeah, I like that part too.
Excuse me. And so yeah, so the 3 friends go off.
And then they find out that there is a warning for this mega spell.
Right. So she reads the warning,
Uh-huh.
which pretty much states what?
States that you trade the mega power for someone that you
The thing
the thing that you
Some-
care
something-
most about.
right.
And
And
also, and also they learn that's where the power needs to be shared.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So here come the sisters and Becca puts up
the shield.
the shield, but they're starting to poke holes through it.
Yeah.
And Izzy's like, "Give me your hand, Becca. We need to share the power."
Yeah.
And as soon as they did, all 3 of them did it.
Yeah. The
They-
shield
the-
the
right.
shield came 3 times stronger than just with
Right.
Becca.
yeah.
And then
So
we go for the ultimate battle, the final battle,
yeah.
where Winnie's like, "I don't need the book.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
remember it." And, Ghost finishes the curse or the spell, and
That was
they were trying to get there and stop her, but they didn't make it in time. And
Yeah.
that's when Becca, as just before, or Becca gets there, and she explains to Winnie what happens.
Yeah. You should
And just as she gets done with it, both Mary and Sarah
start
float up a
disappearing.
little bit, and they start
Disappearing.
start
that
Yeah,
was-
because Becca said you should have read the warning.
right.
yeah, because that
And-
was they probably read the warning before. It's just been 300 years, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, that moment I'm not gonna lie, I did. I could feel my heart just like
Oh yeah.
I could too. I
Yeah.
could too.
I mean, you could actually feel
I felt
yourself.
bad for her, you
Right.
know.
Well, because I mean, we all know the one thing that means the most to her
Was her
It's her-
two
is
sisters?
her sisters.
Yeah, because remember I said that even before she confronted it. I said when they got through reading, I says the one thing
Mhm.
that Winnie prizes most of all is her sisters.
Well, and that was the reason why you had that
Mhm.
part of the opening
Yeah,
to show that.
Yeah.
Also.
Yep.
You know, there's always the slapstick back and forth. I mean, they're 3 sisters. I mean,
they're siblings.
they're siblings. So I mean, there's always those moments where the eldest is gonna beat the crap out of the younger ones.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I love how you said, "Oh yeah."
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like opposite in my family, but that's okay. Of course, I grew up with 3 brothers, so that explains it all.
But you did have one sister.
I did have one sister, yes. And then at this time, the sisters have now gone, and Winnie wants it undone, and she can't figure out how to get it undone. And so Becca continues to talk to her and says, well, that's the price you pay for being the most powerful witch. And Winnie says something along the lines of, my power is worthless without my sisters. Can you help me? And then that's when she does go ahead.
But during this moment, there's an emotional moment where Winnie's, you know, pretty much bearing her soul to everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And the book starts
Yeah,
sheds a tear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that's when, you know, when that happens in the book, flips around, drops open to a certain page, you know, a certain spell, and
Becca casts it.
Becca with her
2 friends cast it. Yeah.
the new coven.
Yeah, the new coven casts it. And that's
But Winnie thought it was gonna bring her sisters back to her there.
Yeah, and she says, where's my sisters? Why haven't they appeared? And that's when Becca says it's not a spell to bring them back, it's a spell for you to go meet them wherever they're at.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a powerful moment.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was the, you know, that whole series right there was that moment where you're moving along and all of a sudden they're like, oh no, here, let's yank the heartstrings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. It yanked mine, I tell you that much.
And so when he disappears, but what I love though, I don't know if you noticed this behind, but off to the side behind her the whole time when she was talking, you can still see the not outline, but the like pixie dust.
Yeah, of the sisters. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when she went to join them, she says sisters or sisters, and then they all joined together.
And yeah.
And then
went wherever they went.
Right.
Wow.
And that was, you know, and again, that's when then Gilbert with Billy's body show up.
Right.
And,
the body, not the head, because the head was already there.
Right. The head was already there.
Yeah. And so the head was already there. His body had showed up. And then all the spells that Winnie had did reversed themselves.
Were undone.
Yeah, were undone. So then Billy puts his head back on. And
he put his head back on before the spell was undone.
Yeah, and then either before that or shortly after that is when Gilbert says, I'll tell your story.
It was during the moment where Billy was gonna finally rest in peace.
Yeah, and he says, I'll tell your story the right way, I promise.
Yeah, it was very emotional at the end of this movie. I mean,
yeah,
you know, you're going into this, you're laughing throughout the whole movie, and then all of a sudden it's like, heartstrings.
And boy, did they get yanked hard.
Right. You know, it reminds, I mean, honestly, they got yanked harder on that.
Yeah.
Than when, and I, like some of my stuff that hit me like with movies was like when Kylo killed his father.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
in Force Awakens. Because I mean,
Oh yeah.
I'm in the theater not expecting this,
Uh-huh.
and then also like, I'm like, mother, you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
We
no,
all felt
Yeah.
like Chewbacca at that moment. We
Yeah.
all felt
Oh, yeah.
like Chewbacca.
Yes.
exactly. But
I don't know if
yeah,
I felt completely like that in comparison with Hocus Pocus 2, but I definitely felt, and that is the reason why this movie, if it was going to be good, it was because of those moments.
right.
I mean, that true emotion. I like it.
Yep. And then of course, the sisters go, or not sisters,
The friends.
friends go off, and
They
Carrie,
did the walk.
Well,
they
But-
tell Gilbert. Well, Becca tells Gilbert she's gonna keep the book.
yeah, but that's after Gilbert says, "Give me the book and I'll put it back in the magic shop." And Becca
Oh.
says, "No, the book's found a new home."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that's when Gilbert goes on, and they said, "No more candles, Gilbert." And he says, "No, 10% off, 25% off, anything you want. Just
No,
come
he
and
said
get
he
it."
said 20% off. Then you changed it to 10% off.
Yeah, just come in and get it.
And so then going to the credit scenes.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I noticed is it opened with the Raven and it closed with the Raven.
Thank you. I totally forgot about that.
But that was also though before you saw them going down the sidewalk doing the Sanderson sisters walk.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I love that. I liked
did
that.
too.
Yes.
And they said, "What are we doing?"
And so during credits, we get a pretty much a music video of them recording the song.
The witches are back.
The witches are back. I loved it, especially at the end when it's like, you know, it's Bet dressed up as
Winnie.
Winnie, but when she what was it, lunch?
Yeah, she says lunchtime. Come on, sisters, lunchtime.
No, she didn't say come on, sister.
Oh.
She just said lunch,
Yeah,
like an artist would. You know,
Yeah.
somebody because I mean it's literally the recording studio.
I know it is.
You know,
Yeah.
and so
And them dressed in their costumes.
right, and then so the credits are still going. So at this point, I'm like, just let
We're
them
gonna
roll.
let
Just
'em
let
roll.
them roll, because again, I know they don't. I haven't seen them do it yet with a Star Wars movie, but I know they do this stuff with Marvel.
They do.
So Kim goes off, does getting us some lunch or whatever.
Yeah, I was fixing us.
And I'm just letting it roll, and I'm start getting on my phone, going, you know, looking at some. This is I'm looking at something. The music changed and stopped. Went, look up,
Wait.
Kim. There's a scene. Kim, there's a scene. Kim, there's a scene. Hit pause, rewind a little bit. She comes out. We watched it. The scene shows Cobweb, who is the cat.
Yes,
We
who's
forgot to mention Cobweb.
Web, the black cat
Yep.
that the sisters were deathly afraid
Well, because they thought it was Binks.
of. Binks, yeah.
They thought it was Binks. And I'm glad, I am glad they did not go Binks, another Binks. I'm glad that they changed
Right.
the cat's name. I'm glad that it was a different cat.
Right.
It
Exactly.
really would have felt weird and strange to have had another Binks.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
One Binks,
Yeah.
Steve, one Binks, and
Yeah.
this one's Cobweb.
But
Yeah.
Cobweb jumps, or kind of just jump around in the back office of the magic shop.
Yep.
Jumps up on a shelf,
The same shelf that he got the first black candle that he gave the girls.
and there
Wow.
is,
Their pants on.
and there just happens to be a box that says B period C. Or no, B
period
F.
F.
Black Flame number 2.
Yeah.
Because Gilbert made this one because the book taught him how to make it.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
earlier.
The book taught him how to make the candles.
And then then we're done.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is why I mentioned earlier with Gilbert. I wondered if he has any magic in him because the book did respond to him.
Right.
Yeah, it did.
True.
It did.
So, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm trying to say if I want to see a third Hocus Pocus. Because the only way I would be happy if they did another Hocus Pocus is if they went forward with the story.
Right.
I don't want them in and out, the Sanderson sisters, in and out, another song, another thing. How do we get rid of them? Like, tell Gilbert's story. What did we miss that we didn't see in this story?
Right.
You know, do more about the backstory with Billy and stuff if they go that route. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, please leave well enough alone. It's fine. We can go with what we have. Don't touch it.
I know the three actresses, obviously Bet, Kathy, and Sarah, said they would come back for a third.
I'm sure.
Which I don't blame them. I mean, Bet, this is one of Bet's favorite roles.
Oh, yes, it is.
But I've also, let's go in the rumor mill for a bit, is either one, the scene's there for a third movie, or a TV series.
Yeah.
That could be also possible.
Could Disney Plus be going with a TV series like it's been doing with everything else? And hopefully continue the story with the new coven.
Yeah, the new coven
Because
witches.
While, yes, I love the three originals, let's move on with a newer coven.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Sanderson sisters, mainly Winnie, she just wanted revenge.
Yeah, that's all she wanted.
You know, and obviously the newer coven, I think, would be get more of a lights. I mean, again, dark versus light.
Light,
you know,
yeah, exactly.
Everything always revolves around, good versus evil.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think it's time to get another good witch story out there. I mean, obviously we had, you had the Harry Potter series.
Yes, we did.
That had wizards and witches in it.
I got the Harkness. Sheesh, Scott. How could you forget like one of my favorites? I'm just teasing. Although it is favorites.
But yeah, I mean, I would like personally. I think it would be better if they went for a TV show. I don't think I need another movie.
I think TV show would be better too.
Well, and I kind of would like to see. I don't know. If they did it again, maybe with the new coven, and like you were saying, very on the light side. And I get it. Some people are like, no, just go to the dark side, And there are some things I really do want to see the dark side, and other things I'm like, I want to see a change up.
Right.
Yeah.
And the good thing
after school special, but guess what? It kind of worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It made it family friendly, like we don't have to have it rated R all the time. At the same time, you don't always need everything to be rated PG. But I think for this particular movie, this needed to have been so it's family friendly.
Right. Well, I mean, the first one even was family friendly.
Yes, it was.
Friendly. Right. Yep.
I mean, there's certain things that if I think about like Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
The original, obviously I wasn't allowed to watch the original movie.
No.
Rated R. But eventually I did see the original Conan.
Yes.
And then eventually, when I think it was the Destroyer, they made it PG.
Yes, they did.
Which, after I did see the rated, for me, it just wasn't the same.
Well, yeah.
It'd been like taking Terminator 1 being rated R and then make the T2 PG.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he didn't.
No.
But I'm just saying you could have done it. And
yeah.
But again, this needed to stay in the family friendly department. You can't come in and all of a sudden go, oh, they're just going to go on a big old killing spree.
Yeah.
And it becomes friggin' Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah.
So, but no, overall, I know we talked about it. I talked about it earlier. I love this movie. Trying to think, was there anything I really just didn't dislike? And
the only thing I could think of is that I wanted more Billy. Right. I wanted that backstory.
And maybe we get that backstory in a TV series.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, even the backstory of Gilbert would have been nice too, because like you said, the book obeyed him.
Yeah. It opened for him.
Well,
yeah.
Right.
Although it never did fully change loyalties to him either.
No.
He went straight to Winifred in comparison to him.
Yeah.
But then Brooke had one more change of heart.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Well, that's because Winifred broke a promise.
Yeah, she did.
She promised the book she would never go for that spell.
Exactly. And she ended up going with it because she made that promise when she first got the book.
So the minute you break that, the minute you break that promise, the book now has no loyalty
No, it don't.
towards you.
Nope.
Unfortunately, the book had already, opened and showed her the spell, so she knew how to say it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she wasn't. I mean, and obviously the difference being is, and again, we've done it a few times in during this episode here, where we did do some comparisons. But you think back to the 93, when they were trying to remember the spell, the life force spell.
Yeah.
They were trying to remember it for 300 years.
Oh, yeah.
And they couldn't remember it.
No, they couldn't.
But this, she just seen.
Yeah.
So she could remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I liked.
Yeah, I did too.
But yeah, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, main thing is just that Billy part.
Yeah, same here.
And like I said, I mean, up until I found out about, well, we could have maybe wrote the story just a little bit different but then again, a little more back, like we're saying, backstory onto Gilbert would have been helpful, whether or not, is he a wizard or
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did the book open up to him? Why did it select him?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Why did it select him to open up and do the
teach him and show him how to do the candle?
Yeah, show him how to do both candles. Candle 1 and candle 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, I recommend this movie to anybody.
Oh, I do too.
Recommend the soundtrack too.
Yeah, I know. Soundtrack is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on Apple and Spotify and everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
But how about you, Kim? Anything?
No, just would have liked to know more of Billy's biography.
I think we're all in consensus on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like to know a lot more about Billy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And maybe the fact that, maybe there could be 2 different shows.
That's true.
Maybe you could have a new one based on.
Billy could have had his own show.
Yeah. Exactly.
You could have a new one.
Actually, you know what? The young Sanderson sisters and Billy could have their own spinoff easily.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Because
then again, at the same time, do we want that versus the new coven and going forward?
Yeah.
I think you do them both.
And I wouldn't surprise me if they have. Who knows? Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes of this. Maybe they're waiting to see how things go over. With everybody. Because let's put it this way: we've all been wanting a lot. Not all. Okay, most fans wanted a sequel, and we've been wanting a sequel, and now we got it. And we're still, some are still processing. Some liked it, some didn't. So
Right. So speaking of fans wanting, we'll say Bette Midler is largely responsible for Hocus Pocus 2 becoming a reality.
Yeah.
In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, she stated that when she started to realize how popular the original film had become, she, and I quote, was surprised and started making calls, end quote. After going online, she also stated, and I quote, "I'd never seen so much Hocus Pocus merch."
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Yeah. And she says she realized something was going on. And as she watched it progress, she called the studio once a year to ask how about it.
Yeah.
So she was pushing them to do this. Now, again, I know people got their, and the good thing about opinions are, and that's the thing with our podcast, we have our own opinion.
Yes.
We have a platform to give our opinion.
We do.
Right.
One thing I found interesting, if I can find it really quick, I had it, but this was the #1 movie on Netflix, or not Netflix, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yeah.
Here it is. Based on hours watched domestically in the first 3 days, as of October 2022, Hocus Pocus 2 is the #1 film premiere on Disney Plus ever in the United States.
And
yeah.
I will say this is that one, again, I was with a group of, family and friends. I knew a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends from the areas in which I used to live in. They were having parties. The
Nice.
day it came out, I actually looked up, I was at work, and all of a sudden I saw there was 2 girls, 2 out of 3, who dressed up as the Sanderson sisters. They came in together, and I'm like, it was Winifred and Sarah. And I'm like, all they were missing was Mary. And I said, well, somebody else going to be playing Mary. I think the other person was going to meet them there at their house, house. They were doing a Hocus Pocus party. I was like, oh my
Nice.
God, I'm doing that too. But the night, the next night, but I wasn't going to be dressing up. I'm like, no, I'm going to have a long, busy work day the day before that day. So I'm like, I know, I was just going to be pure relaxation.
Right.
With some Halloween goodies though, so we had plenty of treats and caramel apple and things like that, stuff that the mayor would have absolutely loved. But it was really cool. So I think that is another thing, is I did see a lot of people having parties for this. So, kudos.
Yeah. Like I say, I mean, the major negative reviews, and I'm just going to leave it at this, that I've seen has really been, it feels to me, people who are against Disney.
Well, yeah.
Well, I had a
Yeah.
few friends that it wasn't about, they just said, I just felt disappointed or I felt underwhelmed.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
But so.
Right. But I mean, a lot of them are just saying Disney ruins another franchise or another movie. Like, oh, okay, I wouldn't put it that far. But, again, opinions, that's what
Yeah.
they're for.
Exactly. Everybody has one.
Well,
Yeah,
before I get going, I would like permission to change the topic for a few minutes to recognize something that happened today.
Okay.
And I'm sure that you guys probably already talked about it at the beginning, but you and I, we're all music people here.
Yep.
And I can't help but mention it. If I'm allowed, may I?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, and we're going to tie it into Hocus Pocus because you and I, we were talking about back then the age differences and things that were allowed, and that is, of course, I know you guys know this, and that is, of course, sadly, Loretta Lynn, the coal miner's daughter, passed away. And when you brought it up, oh my God, I wanted to talk about Loretta Lynn just that moment, because we know that in her lifetime she was either 15 or 16 when she married her husband, and he was in his 20s, and that was allowed then. And of course she loved him. He passed away in 1996, but they stayed married, even though at the beginning it was very not so healthy. I think in the long run it became healthy, but yeah, I just had to mention Loretta Lynn. I'm like, I know we love music here.
Yep.
And we appreciate the legends and the trailblazers. Of course, she was a trailblazer in the sense that some of her songs were already talking about the pill and things and pushing the boundaries. So I had to mention Loretta Lynn because I know
it's fine.
I'm fine today.
No, it's fine because I mean, you're right. When I finally got back online again today on Twitter, I was scrolling through our group chat and I saw it and then I went, are you freaking kidding me? Oh wow. And I told him, I'm like, we're gonna have to talk about it on the show, obviously. So I pulled up a news story, and I mean, she was 15 when she got married, and of course it makes me now, I mean, I just want to go watch Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah.
Well, I actually want to watch Coal Miner's Daughter. Then I want to go watch the Patsy Cline movie. And then I want to watch, I know not everyone liked it, and that was the Lifetime one that they recently had, which was it was 2 years ago. It was the Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn. They did them together in a movie.
Wow.
And I liked that because in real life, they in that short amount of time, they became best friends. And, Loretta Lynn's twin girls are named after Patsy. So it's just, woo, sorry, not earthquake, just my hands.
I hope you're not getting any earthquakes in Illinois. Holy crap.
Yes.
But
that was the thing that speaking of the two twin girls, Peggy and Patsy, The only reason why I knew they were named after Loretta Lynn and that her and
Not
Patsy,
Loretta, she's named
or
after Patsy.
Loretta Lynn named him after Patsy Cline, is because I had seen a little snippet where they interviewed the two twin girls, and that's when I found that out. It touches on it in the movie because it's shortly after she passes away that Loretta Lynn is actually devastated because originally she didn't really want the two twin girls.
Yeah.
And
Patsy was very
excited about it and was going to take her shopping for the clothing for the babies at the time.
Now, I'm trying to remember. Jessica Lange played Patsy Cline in Coal Miner's Daughter, right?
Oh, wait.
Patsy. Who played Patsy?
Okay. In Coal Miner's Daughter. No. Okay. I'm trying to remember her name. You know the wife, the mom in the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and Vacation.
Oh, that's right. Beverly D'Angelo.
Patsy in that one.
That's right.
I'd have to do some research on the other ones.
Yeah, Jessica Lange did the original movie or the first movie about Patsy. But it was Beverly D'Angelo played Patsy Cline in Coal Miner's Daughter. That's right. Because also Tommy Lee Jones played Loretta's husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, Do. It was. She called him Do.
Right. Do.
Do. Yeah. And then the other thing, and then we'll go ahead and let you go because I know you got your
Well, we're gonna let her plug her show because we're only gonna be in there for a little bit because we still have not watched Andor yet.
But anyway, yeah, I know.
I know.
You don't miss
Episode 5 comes out tomorrow, and we still haven't watched even one episode of it yet.
Well, you can come out and you can hang out in the beginning because I know we're going to be talking about a few things. And of course, you want to listen at least to one or two songs because that's right.
Got it right.
And I got something special arrived today, so I'm so excited to share
cool.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Kim did with it. I got something that came in yesterday that were off of eBay, just because.
This right here, the operations manual for the shuttle.
Nice.
Dave Martin mentioned it on Sidebar Cantina on one Monday, and I'm like, "What, you got it on eBay? Okay." Like, oh, I can get one for $5. Oh yeah, order. But go ahead, Nicole. Where can people find you?
Well, one, thank you for letting me be on the show so we can nerd out and talk about Hocus Pocus 2 and a little bit about number 1. And then thank you again for letting me re-talk about Loretta Lynn because I just, we're a little bit of country, a little rock and roll and punk and all that other stuff. And I just had to. So I am 1/3 of Rogue One Radio, which is going to be on shortly. Oh, look at, hi, how are you? Welcome to my show. No, I'm just teasing. So again, I'm 1/3 of Rogue One Radio. I will be on in actually 20 minutes. If you plug that in right into YouTube, Rogue One Radio. You can find us also on Twitter. On Twitter, for me though, you can find me as Peace Love Phantoms because I'm also a co-admin of Peace Love Disney on Facebook, which is a really cool Disney ship page that we love to do. So anyways, I will let it go back to you guys because I'm like, whoa, there's my face. Hi, welcome to the Nicole show. But yeah, I'm going to get going. Right. I got 20 minutes to stretch and to kind of regather my things.
All righty. So, yep. We'll see you over on your show here shortly.
Yep. Yes. And I know tonight we're talking again about Andor 2, but we've changed the format. So I think when you guys even get done, you'll like it. I think we have a new thing that we've been doing, and I love how we did things last week. So, and of course, we're not just talking about Andor. We got music. We're going to be doing we have a new segment. We got rid of our new segment. What?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Else. And so it's been a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Cool.
So new adventures. So, all right, y'all. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, always great having Nicole on.
Oh, yeah.
I always love having her on. Oh, and of course, real quick, we were supposed to have Luna Girl on with us tonight. Unfortunately, she had to attend to sick kids.
Yes.
So again, we want to say our, thoughts and prayers are with Luna Girl, DB, and the girls.
Yes.
Hopefully get well soon and quick. and it's just a passing cold.
Yes. And nothing
Um,
any more severe.
Right. And Kim, what are we talking about next week?
I believe we're talking about it's either
Arr!
oh, that's right. An American Werewolf in London.
I can't do it. My voice is like I'm almost out of water too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, An American Werewolf in London. We'll be doing that one next week. We'll be watching that one. So as you can probably tell, it's going to be Halloween month.
right after American Werewolf in London, and what'd you say next week is going the week after that's gonna be what?
Halloween Town.
And we're gonna have a special guest on that one.
Yes, we are.
And then the week after that, the end of the month, we're gonna finish it off. We think with The Stand.
Yes, we think with The Stand.
I mean, I know I said we were going to. It really just depends. But we're going to talk about both Stand movies. They're 94, I think it was. And then the one was made a couple of years ago.
Yes.
They're TV made movies. Plus, we will talk about the differences. I mean, we both have read the book.
Yes, we have.
At some point. And I've actually read it. Well, I've read it fully once. I've started about 20 times.
I've read it clear through fully once too.
So, but we can talk about that. And obviously, we read the unabridged version.
We did.
So we read the whole like 14, 15, 1600 pages.
Yeah. I mean, it was that thick.
But yeah, anyways, but that's what we got coming up the rest of the month. Obviously, we're going with a Halloween theme.
Yes, we are.
November. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention. Or did you mention it during the Patreon?
No, I didn't mention. As
Patreon members, if you will please, I will give you 2 more weeks?
2 more weeks, yes.
We'll give you 2 more weeks. Get us a topic. You can DM us anywhere. As you know how to. You can DM us on Facebook,
Twitter.
You can
Instagram.
Email us, or you can even DM us on Patreon.
Yeah, you can. Just
let me know what you want to do.
Yes.
You can also look for the actual post. You can post right down like Nick did on what you want to do and let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yes.
And
if you want to,
I'm going to reach out to Don from the Escape Pod because he asked me to do something a long time ago, and I want to see if he wants to maybe come on and do it with us.
Yes, that's the other thing too. If any of our Patreons want to be guests during this Patreon month on the subject that they have let us know about, then also include that in the message and let us know so we are prepared.
Right. And then as you hear us give the schedule, and you want to be a part of someone else's show, and maybe they don't want to be a part of it, let us know. No, yeah. I don't care. We could have 3 or 4 people on with us. I don't care.
Yeah.
November is our patron month.
Yes.
We're letting our patrons take over the show. They're directing the show which way we go.
Exactly.
And
if you want us to do series,
I mean, credit means somebody could go, you know what? Let's do an AMA, or as we like to call it, an AUA.
Yeah.
Ask us anything.
Yeah. Just keep in mind, Patreons, that we're not going to any theaters right now. So we're not doing.
They know we don't go to theaters.
So we won't be doing any like modern movies, but if there's like a music group you want us to spotlight, or a movie that's already out either on streaming or whatnot that you want us to spotlight.
Why do I have a weird feeling?
Just let us know.
I have a weird feeling somebody's gonna go, hey, I want you guys to spotlight Milli Vanilli.
Oh my good heavens.
The lip syncers.
Yeah, I know. All
right. Anyways,
let's
get off it. We got 15 minutes before Rogue One Radio. Make sure you go find them on YouTube and get into their show. They're going to be talking episode 4 of Andor. Plus, they got a bunch of stuff that goes on beforehand.
Yes.
Plus music spots.
Yes.
We get to listen to really great music every night. So we will be in the chat for a little bit up until they go live or go into their
Andor
discussion. Once they do that, we'll have to get off because we don't want spoilers. So far, I've dodged all spoilers on the internet, which is amazing.
Yes.
Including within the Red 5 Network.
Yes. And just as a reminder, if you are audio listeners, please consider joining us on Tuesdays if possible. If you watch
join us Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. 2 p.m. Pacific right now. If you can,
Well,
if you
there's only
watch this on the replay.
It will always be 2 Pacific.
I know.
Unless the whole country decides not to change the damn clocks.
I know. Anyways, if you are watching us on the replay, please consider hitting the like button and the bell to be notified.
Well, that's it. To subscribe.
Yeah.
You subscribe
And
click.
subscribe.
And by
to
the
us.
way, I know YouTube still has it as subscribe. You're not paying for. You're not
No.
being charged anything to subscribe. It is a free subscription on YouTube.
It is. And if you would like to leave us a comment, go ahead and leave us a comment.
I will
on the
try.
bottom.
I will try to respond. I try to respond.
Also, one more big plug here. If you are an audio listener to our podcast, please consider giving us a review. We will read them on the show.
Okay. And until next week, I am Scott.
I am Kim.
This is Used and Abused Pod.
Have a great week.
A great weekend. Be
Peace.
kind
Kind
to
to
everyone. Really,
Really?
Kimberly?
Please, please, please get your shit together.
Yes, sorry. Jumped the head there.
And until next week, peace.
Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Night. Enjoy Rogue One.